Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ChairShot Podcast for this week. Just wanted to let you know that we did do the big feature, finally, that we've been building for a few weeks. And it is a fantasy draft, but we're going back to the year 2020. So in doing this feature, I did realize that it didn't work so well as an audio feature. So what I've done is I recorded the video of that section, and I will cut the audio out of this podcast because, like I say, it doesn't work super well. But if you want to play along and watch the fantasy draft, get your pen and paper out, write down 10 names. Don't look anything up. This is very difficult for me to do the last few weeks. Don't look anything up. Write down 10 AEW names who are around in the year 2020 and let us know how you do. But go over to youtube.com/ChairShot Podcast and the video of our 2020 AEW Fantasy Draft will be up there. Otherwise, you'll have the rest of the episode here. The episode was also a little bit long, so it kind of benefited us to chop that 20-minute section out, and we'll put it on the YouTube instead. So you get the rest of the episode here, as usual, but the Fantasy Draft, which was really fun, is going to be on the YouTube channel. And while you're there, hit submit. That's what wrestlers do when they're in a damn ankle lock. Hit subscribe and smash the old like button as if you were Darby Allin smashing your body to smithereens during your latest title run. We would really appreciate that. But otherwise, I'm going to stop rambling now. Enjoy the episode, and I'll see you on the flip side.
ChairShot Podcast coming back your way, boys. The boys are back in town, and they are bringing with them a loaded mother effer of a run sheet. Oh my God, dear listeners, have we got so many different things to get to this week. I am your not here often at all host, Barry, joined as always by my ever dependable co-host. First of all, the man holding the fort the whole time, it's Paul.
Mouth full of Bicky, I'm here.
Yeah, and that's how you know the boys are back in town. He's even brought the bickies, right? He's scoffing them right here as we speak, and running out this trio. They're spinning all over him like a toddler who's after getting into the pantry. Oh my God, crummies everywhere. Let me tell you, I wouldn't like these coming out that keyboard after this podcast. Let me tell you. Rounding out the group, we do of course have Joey T. Joe.
Hello.
How's it going over there?
Back again.
We are back again, folks. We are back. Apologies for my absence last week. I was in the Netherlands last week, visiting a pal who emigrated.
Oh, no, we know what you were up to.
Yeah, I know. I did not. I got up to no illicit activities. I went all the way over there and I played bowls.
Sometimes Barry respects weed too much to smoke it.
Yeah. I daren't burn it. You know what I mean? Too sacred. You guys did have a conversation about, because I actually asked this while I was over there because I didn't know. I was like, I went to my friend Emma who emigrated recently over there. I was like, what's the difference between the Netherlands and Holland? I don't know what the difference is. What are you supposed to say? And she's like, so I guess Holland is basically just a very, very, very large prefecture, or it's basically a large part of it, but so in some contexts it's used interchangeably, and some people do dislike that. But then also you have weird things like they call the football team is called Holland rather than the Netherlands. So it's
like our football team is Republic of Ireland.
It's Republic of Ireland.
Country.
Nobody here calls it that except when they're filling out a form, you know. So little things like that. So I was like, I'll just say Netherlands. I say that as if I was walking around talking to people from the Netherlands. I wasn't, right? And I didn't even have to learn one beer, please, because they all speak brilliant English over there as well. So beautiful, beautiful country. Did you ever notice this, Paul, when you go on the continent, and even when you visit the UK? Go there, and it's like you get off at the airport. Oh God, busy weekend ahead. How do I get to the city? There's a fucking train station connected to the airport, of course, idiot. Just walk 2 pieces after your arrival and get on this absolutely gorgeous spick and span 2-story spotless train to get to basically anywhere in the country. Do I need some kind of like stupid like Dutch equivalent of the Leap card? Go buy a card, download it. No, idiot, just tap your phone at the thing and just get on the train. Then when you get into it, just tap it and get off. Use your regular ass bank card and it'll figure out how much if it just works. Yeah. That must be nice to live in a country like that where you just do things like that and it just figures it all out. That's nice. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous country. I was only there for an extended weekend trip, but I had a lovely time. Saw some sights, went to Rotterdam as well. And yeah, I'd love to, like I said, a bit of a flying visit, but I would love to go back. It's really, really, really lovely. Listen to the show. Thought you boys did a great job. Enjoyed the pod last week. Big news week, and we have another big news week again this week. Before we get into our big news week, how's your week's been since your last two-man joint? How about you, Paul?
Good. It's a month now that I've been doing my exercises.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm all jacked now.
That's right.
And the guns are popping. Look at that bad boy.
Oh, he's flexing it. He's flexing
it. And banging and jogging. I've got my per kilometer pace down to 5 minutes and 9 seconds, which is good for a big old fatty like me. So I'm still plugging away. I've got a 5K tomorrow. And then a 6K next Monday. So
geez, look at this fucking guy.
Wow. I know. That's why I'm getting the bickies in now. Load up my carbs.
Carbo load. Yeah.
But otherwise, week was good. Watched a bit of Scottish footy.
Nice.
Very exciting game, especially towards the end. Celtic, of course, won the old league. Hearts falling at the final hurdle. And then I watched the FA Cup, and that was a big old pile of shite.
Boring.
Apart from the one goal, which was very well taken. But after the exciting Scottish game,
I did watch that game as well.
Bored the absolute whole off me.
I did watch the Hearts game as well. I was like, oh, come on, Hearts. And then there's those bastards fucking did it. I was so angry. Switched it off. I don't know why I don't see Hearts, but I just love the idea of like a team finally breaking that, stranglehold that Glasgow has on the Scottish League. But
proper duopoly.
I mean, that's the thing. I can go back to calling the Scottish League a Mickey Mouse League where the same team wins every year. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts, isn't it, really?
I was caught in between a rock and a hard place in that, obviously, as an Irishman, red-blooded Irishman, I should be cheering on Celtic, to be honest. I've got somewhat of a reputation among the listeners now.
You've got a lot of stick for your orange antics, as discussed last week. And now, I can't believe you're volunteering up this information that you weren't rooting for Celtic after this.
No, but as a neutral, I was, trying to go, as Joe said, for the...
You want the upset. You want the
dog.
Of course.
The upset. But what I've really learned is don't tell any anecdotes that make me look foolish, because it's all I'll hear about for the weeks following. But the match was very good, to be fair. And look, I do like little Martin O'Neill. As far as Ireland adjacent personalities go, he's probably one of the better ones we've had over the years. So happy to see him succeed. That's the first time he won the club in quite a few years. Then watched a bit of football today. Big Bruno got the equal the assist record for a season. It was very nice. In again a very exciting game. And then I watched West Ham Newcastle, in which West Ham spoiled our fun by getting themselves relegated instead of Spurs, which would have been a much funnier option. But
absolutely shitting the bed there.
So Stevie Boy Binkle, if you're listening out there, have a word with your lads, please, because they're not following the script, I'm afraid. But that was good. Watched a bit of the rugby as well. Leinster. I'll tell you what, I like to watch sports where, okay, obviously you follow a team.
Yeah.
To sometimes more importantly than that is that the game itself is exciting outside of sporting team. So I went to the shops and I was walking back and I said, okay, I'm going to miss the first 20 minutes of the rugby, but as soon as I get in, I'll stick it on. Looked up the score after 20 minutes. It was like 24-0. Okay, so it's one of those games where they just fucking get 100 tries, and the game's not competitive at all. So I kind of half paid attention to it ultimately. But otherwise, yeah, it's been a good week. Joe, what about yourself?
Yeah, quite enough. Just at work. Michelle had a much more exciting week than me. So we will say myself, Michelle, and our friend of the, not really friend of the pod,
Big Al,
friend of the friends of the pod, Alexander Crone, went to a gig on Tuesday to see John Kearns.
Oh, I like John Kearns a lot.
So I'll review that at the end, but that was a lot of fun. But then Big Dog, Crony, and Michelle went to a little taping of a show you might know, Paul, called Taskmaster.
They went to see
No
way.
So apparently Crony knows someone who works on the show, and he was able to get sort of like not VIP tickets, but IP tickets. So they got to go.
Hitman.
They were saying, yeah. So Michelle was out Friday. They only had 2 tickets, unfortunately. I was like, Michelle, you love it. Like, I love Taskmaster, but she's obsessed with it. So I was like, you go.
That's fair.
Very kind.
That's fine. I don't want to schlep all the way over to like West London as well. It's fucking miles, to be honest. So she went and had a very good time. And I literally stayed in and cleaned the oven and mopped.
Really won.
I cleaned the oven, mopped the floors, and then watched a bit of The Boys. Started that. So that was a waste of time, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, what a way to spend your fucking weekend.
What was cleaning the oven or watching The Boys?
Listen, food out of a freshly cooked oven is nice. You can tell. You can tell when it's been
It's nice.
It's like the Guinness pipes in a pub. You can tell afterwards when they're freshly done.
Yeah, you don't want to inch of grease on your oven. That's for sure. So that's it. And then quite enough weekend. But the old bank holiday weekend coming up next week.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, or nothing, baby.
Oh wait, yeah.
It's not a bank holiday weekend for us, but I've taken.
No, yeah.
Fair play.
I watched now, and there's a big project going live at my work.
I'll
be watching the rest of the
suckers
eat shit.
Speaking of big events, anyone watch the MMA?
Well, I saw the GIF, which is all you need to see.
Supercard.
Classic. It was like the classic UFC days of yore, which is you could just watch the clip the next day.
Yeah, I did actually watch it. I mean, I'm even in the halcyon days of UFC, I was not an MMA fan.
I would say of the three of us, you would be the most anti-MMA.
Yeah, but I'm kind of intrigued by sort of Rousey as a personality, so I was interested to see the comeback and what she would do. And it's on Netflix. If you put something on Netflix, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, I think you already have.
Pressing 2 buttons, so I'm incredibly lazy. So I did give it a go, and I thought, obviously forwarded through the pre-stuff. I just watched the 3 main matches, which was a grand total of about, I'd say, 7 minutes, those 3 fights. So it wasn't a huge time commitment. But yeah, the Ngannou fight was over in like pretty quickly, just knocked the old poor fella out. And it was a bit of a mismatch. Then the Diaz match with this bare knuckle boxing guy that he was fighting.
I would say Matt Berry, but that's not his name.
It was like Perry. That
I'm going quite a savoury fellow. Yeah,
that was a really enjoyable fight in the sense that he was just battering the fuck out of him. It was like a street fight, really.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz is bleeding from like the back of the head, the front of the head. He's just bleeding everywhere. It's like stained in blood. He couldn't see a bloody thing. So the other guy won. But I was entertained by that. And then the main event was God. I mean, I don't mind a short fight, especially like in MMA. That can happen if someone like grabs an arm or a leg or whatever. But that was just like, I mean, it couldn't have been shorter if it was fixed.
If it wasn't,
it probably. I don't know to what extent it was. I don't think Carano was going in there thinking she was like fighting for her life or anything. But God, it was like so bad. Like,
it was fixed to the extent that like Carano hasn't fought for like 17 years or something.
That was the weird thing when they announced it, because it was kind of like you can kind of in your head flatten history into thinking, oh, these were the 2 women who kind of came up but they were, for all intents and purposes, they were ostensibly a generation apart. Obviously, only a couple of years, but might as well have been a lifetime, because Carano was so much earlier than UFC actually came along. And so I was like, this is just an actor. This is a woman who's just been acting for like a decade at this stage. And even Ronda post MMA has been in WWE, which is obviously not the same thing, but it's like, you know, she was on the road getting beaten up and rolling around on the mat.
But also Ronda's MO used to be, prior to the home fight where she got KO'd the first time, was her fights would go 30 seconds.
Yeah.
She would grab the other person, throw him down, and put him in an armbar. And that was kind of the appeal of it almost. You would be like, how long did this person last?
Well, that's the funny thing is that, like, if you were going to book it, you almost couldn't really book it any fucking better, because I mean, if Ronda didn't get that, and so they had whatever 3 or 5, whatever the rounds would be of them, I mean, it would have been dreadful. I mean, if they had gone multiple rounds, it probably would have been abysmal. And certainly Rousey probably must be excited. She said she was pretty clear ahead of the fight she's not going to be doing any more. This is kind of her one and done. But it's like, if she wanted to do a comeback, I mean, you couldn't have written anything better. She goes back to her glory days and gets a big win over.
But I love like a lot of these Ronda Cyborg match that never happened.
Yeah.
Cyborg must be about 50 now.
Yeah.
Let's give that, run that one back. I thought it was a good event. I mean, generally, like the production. So it was Jake Paul. MVP Productions who have done boxing. This is their first MMA. I think that's what also interested me, is that it's kind of a UFC competitor. Yeah. And I was interested to see like what that would look like. So, you know, they were at the Inuit Dome in LA, looked really good, as you'd expect, big time. They did keep cutting to like Jake Paul and asking him stuff, and he's promoting his brands, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, I just want to puke. He's got his own like deodorant and stuff like for men.
Oh God.
Oh, and it's like, there's a lingering shot. He had this like special booth at ringside with like him and his girlfriend in, and he's got like the drink brand in oh God, it just makes me want to
almost worse than UFC in a way.
I mean, but he's like, it's so funny that his brother is the wrestler, because he definitely knows that winds people up, but I guess he just thinks that's part of his brand. But I'm like, okay, but if you're gonna be a big boy and like fund these companies and these sports endeavors and stuff, at a certain point you have to step aside and stop having it be this hilarious bit you're doing to wind people up that you're there and waving your drink bottle around. I mean, it's like the guy is like the human equivalent of the fucking Springfield nuclear power plant. He just produces shit and garbage on a completely untold, humanity destroying level, you know.
Absolute trash. So I probably won't watch the follow up show that they run, but
who's on it?
It could be Ellis, you know,
John Jones.
John Jones was on the panel.
Tom Jones.
No, but John Jones could fight on the second one.
John Jones could fight Tom Jones.
Yeah, he was on the panel talking about getting out of his UFC contract and trying to have that fight. But also in the crowd is CM Punk, noted, you know, MMA practitioner.
And interestingly, working for the other crowd.
Well, they're on Netflix, so they're also kind of
that is the weird
WWE a lot. So it's like it's a strange one. So he was there. And the interviewer said, "Have you got any words for your fans?" And he went, "I'd like to say hello to my wife." And he just ignored that. Shout out his wife, but
I love how little time he has for any of those like celebrity interview questions. I saw a clip there recently of someone asking him, which celebrity would you like to see in wrestling in WWE, and he said Dave Bautista.
I saw the Death Riders were at the fight as well. I saw a picture of them at, or excuse me, Marina Shafir was there with 5 like plumbers. It looked like.
Love to see Daniel Garcia go up to CM Punk and be like, "You want to do it?
You want to do it?
You want to do it?" If I can shoot on him as well.
I just like the idea of Netflix or like what's MVP promotions. They cut to CM Punk like TNA showing that Highlander in the audience. What do you think he's doing here, huh? Dearie me. Alrighty, that's MMA guff for the week. We do have a lot of wrestling to get to. Some unfortunate news to kick the broadcast off. Barry Blaustein passed away during the week. He was the director, most notably within the context of this podcast. He was the director of Beyond the Mat. Still certainly widely regarded as one of the best, and certainly one of the most, like, I would say, seminal and important documentaries about wrestling ever. I think it probably is the best. I think in all the years since, lots of other different things have come along, but Beyond the Mat is just Beyond the Mat to me is just so singular. You think of all the moments it inspired that are still referenced today, either because they're funny or because they're like outrageously like insightful in a way that almost nothing else is.
Yeah.
The thing I've always come back to is this is the guy who got Vince McMahon at the absolute cultural apex of wrestling in the late 90s to go, what we really do is we make movies with the stupidest cunt look on his face, staring right down the camera, like he's just said the most insightful thing in the world, and just like that's absolute. That is so perfect a scene for the guy who everyone knows has always resented the actual wrestling in wrestling. But yeah, a million other moments in that film that we could talk about. What about it sticks out to you, Paul?
Well, I rewatched it in the week.
Very nice.
Very long time. I thought it would be a good opportunity to do so. Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. Obviously, it really holds up. It's really interesting. Gets into the people behind the characters in a way no documentary about wrestling since has really done. And then, as you say, you have Vince McMahon saying, we make movies, and then drinking water in a really weird way where he like sucks it from the bottle. Yeah, I mean, I really like all the Jake Roberts stuff. I think that's something so interesting, and happy where it's kind of gone since. The Mick Foley stuff is a really interesting Michael Toslin career almost.
Yeah.
Who else do you have on it? Dennis Stamp jumping up and down on his trampoline. The strangest exercise routine. I'm not booked, Terry. I want you to come. Just really, really great stuff. And from all levels, because you have the indie promoter and the two guys, Tony Jones and Mike Modest, who he brings to the tryout. And of course, Jim Ross saying, you need to do some steroids there, Keane. in not so many words, you know?
I mean, yeah, it's just it's all the little things like that. Like most people probably think of the Jake Roberts stuff and the ending with Foley and the chair shots and all these little things in there. The WWF people going to the indie lads going, well, you could work on this move and certainly be doing a lot of illegal drugs illegally. I think that would be really good if you were doing that. It's absolutely bursting at the seams. The ECW montage and then the cut to like suburban Philadelphia where Heyman's like recording in his mom's house. It's just, it's brilliant. It's just so. If you haven't watched this, I mean, first of all, it's essential watching, but I mean, like Paul, I'll try and get back to watching it at some point. A decent little resume on Mr. Blaustein, writer on Coming to America, The Nutty Professor, and his other notable directorial effort, The Ringer, starring Mr. J. Knoxville, which I did that predate that Park episode, right? I can't remember. Probably. The Ringer in my head would have been around, it was 05.
5, okay.
Here we go. South Park. I've always wanted to Google this and I never bothered. South Park Special Olympics episode. What year was that? No, it was a year early. Okay, fair enough. Wow. So maybe...
Never mind.
Because I always thought that episode was the parody, but then I was like, but it's so one-to-one. So I guess it came first. Anyway. Beyond the Mat, well worth watching. There's like a couple of different versions out there. I don't know which one's the best. There's like, depending on, because one of those films that's also hopped around distributors over the years. Whichever version you watch, I'm sure you'll
get the DVD that was hotter in the
widely.
I had the VHS.
Oh, very nice.
Same version.
Oh, wow.
So rest in peace, Barry Blaustein.
Yes.
A few months battling with Parkinson's there. Very sad. Horrible condition. We got some other wrestling news from during the week. We had this Kilkenny councillor saying WWE was...
Speaking of South Park.
saying that Ireland was... Ireland was tailor-made or some other quote like that to put in a bid for WrestleMania. What, tailor-made in that we love pissing away billions of euro on shite that never contributes anything to our actual betterment, maybe.
And we have one venue in the whole country.
We've one venue in the whole country, yeah. Oh man, I mean, I thought the queues for Bruce Springsteen were bad. I mean, trying to get into to Croke Park when the metal detector is going off with the fucking belts every second person would be a nightmare. I mean, when this story broke, yeah, my thought was, okay, that's stupid, but also like, we do love pissing money away on stupid things like that. Yeah. Like, it is honestly not the most alien concept ever, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of farcical, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Cody Rhodes and the Bucks to bring all in like they said they're going to do.
Cody, come on now, you promised.
Naughty boy.
You promised, and you promised CM Punk as well.
Indeed.
About 2 years before he came back. No, fucking like about 5 years before he came back to wrestling.
That would have been 2017-ish.
2018. Very good. Yeah, I mean, the idea, imagine we got it before London. That would be fucking hilarious.
I'll tell you, the fact that we got a SmackDown in Ireland was a miracle. Don't be thinking you're going to get a WrestleMania. The most they would ever do would be a Clash in Dublin type.
Yeah, Clash at the Castle.
And the real thing then as well would be kind of like, people would travel for WrestleMania, obviously, because it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I don't think people from Europe would travel to Ireland for just a pay-per-view. And the reality is that we couldn't fill anything bigger than the 3 Arena, realistically. I mean, they sold out the RDS back in the day, during the Attitude Era.
05 they did the RDS.
Oh, did they do an 05 as well? Oh, okay.
Steve Austin guest referee, John Cena against JBL, I think.
Okay. So, they could do that, but I mean, you couldn't go much bigger than that for a non-WrestleMania thing, so yeah. We literally just got our first episode of TV. I don't know if I'd be counting them chickens.
No.
Just yet, but yeah, I can't imagine how expensive that would be. Imagine a WrestleMania in Dublin. Oh my God, it would be the most expensive thing. I was double checking my my accommodation for Metallica in Dublin this June, because I booked it, so I had to send out a reminder to the boys. I was like, just FYI, here's when the money's coming out. Here's what is needed. I booked it, and I still got a little chill went through my bloodstream when I double checked the prices. And we ain't staying at the Ritz, boys. I can tell you that much as well. But yeah, there's no fear we'll bump into the lads after their set at the hotel. Yeah. So elsewhere in wrestling news, we did get our Owen brackets for 2026 men and women for this year. We got it on this week's broadcast. We will talk about it here rather than on the TV reviews. So I'm just opening them up here. I suppose for the men's side, no real surprises. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of folks who've been feuding in some capacity or another. So they're going to pay off the Joe Will Ospreay recruiting thing with a first round match. Mark Davis and Jungle Jack Perry will have a match. So I guess that's Jungle Jay getting his win back without necessarily taking the title back off Davis.
Yeah.
Swerve and Bandido also happening at Double or Nothing. And then kind of your random kind of, okay, these are actually we did a fun match, Bandido versus Claudio.
Yeah,
pretty good line, pretty good lineup. I like that.
Pretty good match wise, but I still have that thing in the back of my mind where I feel like if it's once, I know we do the Continental Classic, and to an extent that's what I'm about to say, but I do feel like if it's for a once a year 8-man tournament for a shot at the world title at All In, which is the WrestleMania equivalent, that the Owen tournament should be the top 8 guys in the company.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Do you know what I mean? Where's Moxley? Where's Okada? Where's Kevin Knight? Where are these guys? Just even on a storyline or whatever you want to call it, continuity level, the fact that this big tournament, which is the most important thing all year, right, tournament-wise, for a shot at the title at All In, is just like 8 random guys. Samoa Joe's in there. Samoa Joe has had like one match since he's come back from injury, and it was a tag match with Anthony Bowens on a collision.
I would say this is a better line. Some of the previous years have been just like people complete no hope. I mean, like Josh Alexander last year. And all due respect, but come on.
Was he a debut though last year? That was like he was a wild card.
Mystery man, I guess.
They don't have any wild cards this year though,
which is interesting.
Yeah, some of these previous years. Like at least like
Andrade not in this tournament.
You can make a case like Brody King's been at the top of the card, Swerve and Bandito, I guess. Claudio is the one who's
the two
bugger all.
The lowest are probably. Well, actually, no. I was going to say the lowest are Claudio and Brody, and they've gotten respectable upper mid card pushes. Do you know what I mean? But I suppose the actual lowest is probably Mark Davis. But again, they've actually just started giving him a nice, meaningful push. That's good. Uncle Jack Perry, I could probably do without him. But, what are you going to do? Sorry, just because I don't know if he says it on this. I think he says that in Dynamite, but just lower how much I'm back.
Is fuck you.
His new catchphrase being, if you don't like that, fuck you. Like, this guy is obsessed with doing things that he just can't pull off. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it's so lame. It's so lame that it's funny. But I don't think he's going from funny. I think he's going from, it's grungy. Anyway, good stuff. And maybe, you don't have your 8 tippy top guys in there, but a respectable lineup. The women's side of things, then we do have some outsiders on this one. No outsiders.
It's very forbidden door.
Yes. Which I think is kind of my other issue with both these brackets is that I kind of wish this was like a 16-person tag.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're starting it at Double or Nothing, which is next, which is the 24th of May, and then the final is on the 28th of June. There's a whole last month, and it's like there's like. It's like it starts off in quarterfinals. Yeah, it's a bit. I think you could in that lengthy month, especially because they don't tend to thankfully they don't tend to overdo the stories or anything like that in these tournaments or have people cut and pro. I feel like you could maybe just do some extra matches, but that's a nitpick perhaps. The women's side of things, Persephone from CMLL versus Hazuki. I don't know anything about Hazuki. I'm assuming that's a Stardom representation. Willow Nightingale versus Alex Windsor, Mina Shirakawa versus Athena, Sky Blue versus Sari, also of Stardom. I do know Sari. I've seen so far. I've one bit of fantasy booking which nobody likes, but I do have one bit of fantasy booking on this women's bracket. I would take the 4-way for the women's title at Double or Nothing. Do away with that crap. I don't know why you're doing a 4-way anyway. Right, put Tekla against one of the baby faces. Let's just say Stat. All right, doesn't really matter. Tekla's winning anyway, right? I get Sky Blue out of this. All right, I don't think we need Sky Blue on this. I would stick Sheeta in Sky Blue's spot, right? Because I presume they want to heal in there against Saray, right? So you put Sheeta in there, and then get Mina out as well, and pop Hayter in Mina's spot, and do Hayter versus Athena, which actually sounds really good. And just to, I think. The caliber, as we've talked about, like the caliber in this division is high enough now. I don't think we need Sky Blue and fucking Mina. And I'm kind of over Mina. I got to be honest. Some of the performances lately, I think I'm over having Mina in a major spot. I realize this isn't a major spot necessarily, but I think we could do that and either take the two I'm subbing out, stick them in the 4-way, or just don't do a 4-way. Other than that, what are we making of the brackets? I gotta be honest, I don't know much about Hazuki.
Hard to predict this one. The men's one seems a bit more straightforward. I assume Osprey winning and beating. I think Swerve, but it could also be Claudio's.
I would imagine that would play into last year's All In as well. Yeah,
probably Swerve or maybe Claudio, but I think that was obvious. This one, I haven't got a clue who would win the women's one. I kind of immediately wrote off Alex Windsor, and then I thought, is it too kind of cornball to do like husband and wife winning?
Jonathan before
is it Alex Windsor goes to All In and wins the women's, and then Osprey wins the men's, and they celebrate at the end, kind of thing?
Makes sense.
I don't know. It's a bit much, but I just couldn't work out because I know Willow's won it before, and she's been a finalist before. Like, what's the point in having her win it? And then is she going to go and challenge and like find the belts? Like,
it doesn't really work.
Looking at it, I would go, Willow, obviously, but then I'm like, well, but that doesn't make sense.
Yes, that's true.
You know what I mean? But other than that, I can't really see. I mean, Athena, sorry, Persephone. None of those jumping out at me.
It is. It's very tough if you are because Willow doesn't really make sense because she's already a champion, and if you're taking her out of it, I mean, it's no one obvious. It really, I think you might. I think the Windsor thing does make the most sense.
Maybe Athena, but I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, are we going to fucking shit or get off the pot with Athena fucking 5 years deep or whatever it is at this stage? Are we going to do something with her on the actual AEW roster? You know, I don't know. I don't get that. I don't get that vibe, but we'll see. Look, they could shock you. They could be like, look, we're going to, I have no interest in this, but they could be like, we're going to really do something with Sky Blue or something.
No.
I mean, that doesn't interest me. Yeah, I don't know. No one obvious. You know, we'll see. But you know, solid enough lineup. So that is your.
It's true that they could use this to springboard somebody. I mean, that's the thing is that we spoke the other week about the fact that this stuff isn't super predictable. The AEW are capable of throwing us an unpredictable result in there. So, you know, maybe.
We had you know, in fairly predictable news, we had news that AEW was interested in New Day. Which I think most people knew that's going to be a case of formality, you know.
Yeah.
They are surely coming in. But more interestingly or more oddly, it's not even the first time this has happened, but I feel like we've had a renewal in the AEW's interested in Mick Foley rumors, which comes about every now and then. I feel like my thing on this is less to do with Foley specifically and more just kind of like, I don't know what you would have him do. I don't think he works as a manager. And I certainly don't want to see him as a babyface authority figure.
I don't. He's just like he's kind of a big show type. He just sort of hangs around and appears occasionally, like
pay-per-view pre-shows.
Yeah, just like
you can do interviews, maybe like, you know, when they used to do Jim Ross interviews Triple H or Jim Ross interviews Kenny Omega. You remember that one Kenny Omega where you got attacked and Jim Ross was looking at? Get Mick Foley. Mick Foley could maybe be like an interviewer type for those special event interviews. Something like that.
Yeah. I could see him signing, but not doing like something really substantial, like just do like a Legends kind of thing almost. I feel like it's done because the way it came out, the news was like very reminiscent of when something's already done and they just float it as AEW has a serious interest in Mick Foley because he's already signed a contract. It was one of those. I was like, yeah, okay, so it's done then, is it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him. Maybe, you know, New York.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I mean, it's a big name to sign to a presumably decent sized deal to go. Yeah, Renee, it's looking like a great card. You know what I mean?
They've got Jeff Jarrett as well.
They've got Jeff Jarrett for that. You know.
I wonder if it's just like a PR thing as well. Of like they need more of these kind of legends, like in the AEW orbit, just to kind of
you know,
it's like legitimacy and kind of
a guy to sell
release an action
figure. Stick him in the video game if they do another one, like, you know, stuff like that.
Figure deal is up, so that's a bit concerning in terms
I'm sure
of how that would happen.
They'll get something. They'll get something. Yeah, I mean, look, TNA has had for years.
What if Mick Foley is the secret investor? Like it wasn't TNA. Remember that?
Oh no.
Tony Khan's actually gone broke.
Mick Foley's bought
Collision.
Warner Brothers. He's brought Warner Brothers.
Yeah, he's the merger.
He bought them out. or I own 1.3% of AEW.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think New York is a good shout. Obviously, he could come out and yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could try the manager thing. You could try it. He's obviously a great talker, but I think he's...
Who do he manage, though?
Who do he manage? And I feel like he would fall into the Jake the Snake trap of like, he'd be cutting like good promos, but not necessarily getting the other guy over necessarily.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas your Don Callis's and stuff, they are good for their team.
Yeah.
You know, Foley,
he's been gone too long. That's why he's not going to, like, Jake could cut a decent promo, but he's very old, very outdated. You know what I mean? It's not like he's really over. I don't see Foley as a manager again. I'd hard to picture him in any kind of like regular on-screen role. I think he's more of a pop-in, wave. Just the curtain comes down.
It's just gonna be a wave. Yeah.
I mean, again, he could be a non-full-time commissioner type, not in the way he was in WWE in the 2000s. I'm thinking more in the way that like Shawn Michaels was as commissioner in 98, 99. Where, you know, if you need something where storyline wise it makes sense for a babyface authority, and you don't want to do Shivani stands up and says, I'm hurt, right? I got Tony Khan in my ear here. It's like 3 times a year, some heels are doing some bullshit, and Mick Foley comes out and says, I've got an announcement, and this is what's happening. I don't know.
Yeah, you could do that if people are bored of the Tony thing.
Mm-hmm.
We had news this week from, kind of odd, from a friend of Marty Jannetty's on a podcast. Basically said that Jannetty had his foot amputated. Now I don't know what the. Oh, sorry, I'm reading a post story here. I was not familiar with what his condition was. I guess Jannetty had previously said that doctors were considering amputating it due to he had issues with an ankle reconstruction surgery 6 years ago. So I guess that has now resulted in the amputation. And his friend Eddie Mansfield basically was criticizing WWE for the lack of financial assistance, you know, on these things. Yeah, unfortunate. You know, Jannetty has had a rocky post wrestling life, to say the least. Yeah, that's disappointing.
It's interesting that we've had a lot of these stories come out lately. You had Buff Bagwell adaptation as well. Conan allegedly, although I'm a little bit concerned that there's been no news of Conan in the last couple of months since that allegedly came out. No one ever came out and went, actually, he's doing all right. I see what you mean, yeah. That might not be a no news is good news type situation. But it's interesting because I guess what would have happened previous generations is that these guys would have been dead by 40 anyway. Yeah. And now you have they're living a bit older, and maybe these limbs that are getting battered over the course of years upon years are not in a good state by the time they reach a certain age. So, not good.
Yeah. And that is the wrestling news, I think, for the week. Oh, I mean, I did put a note here. I was the fall of the week. I found myself inadvertently watching some WWE this past week. Because honestly, when we'd come home from the pub, Twitter TV is like dying, by the way. When we'd come home from the sesh, you know, we'd be like, well, okay, look, SmackDown's on. Yeah, a bunch of wrestling fans will stick on SmackDown. I have no clue how people watch that. I have absolutely no clue. I mean, I'm not just doing a bit. I mean, it is like worse than you would think.
It's a different world.
It's just we'll get hung up on certain things. We'll probably do it in the upcoming Dynamite review where I'm just like, it's just like, you know, it's a bit hokey, or it's, you know, it's a bit silly for my taste. You watch SmackDown, I'm like, it's like the fakest fake thing in the fucking world. Even as lifelong fans of fake wrestling, it's just fakest thing in the fucking world. It's just every entrance is so overproduced. The commentary, oh my god, the commentary is unlistenable in this company now. It's so bad. Anything that Barrett might have had a couple of years ago as a potential commentator, which I think he did, I mean, he is now just a Michael Cole bot. You know what I mean? It's just so bad. And then I caught a little bit of backlash, and so I saw Minihausen. Oh Lord! Oh my God! I don't have much to say about it other than that'll do me for a couple of years. The 2-ish hours I saw across 2 nights there last week. Before we go into the other quiz, do you want to do our real-time fantasy league update?
Can do. Let me pull it up here. Listeners, again, it doesn't make good reading for me. We'll put it that way. I only, as we were actually recording this, I only did the updates for Collision, because not having Collision, I actually never updated. But Barry, first and foremost, has a trade.
Yes.
And made in the week, although because of the game week format of this show, He had unfortunately made the trade after we recorded the show, and actually was directly inspired by the show.
Yes.
So, as per the rules, as documented in the rule file, when you make a midweek pick, it is only live from the following show. So, Barry, do you want to announce your transfer?
Yes. Much like 2020, Pac is not really bringing the goods in 2-6. So he is out. And in comes Big Mark Davis for me. Obviously, I'm missing the peak a little bit because I could have gotten a title win there if I jumped a week earlier. But I think he'll be a nice little learner for me, regardless, going forward. Even if it's just losses, he's going to be way more active than Pac, realistically. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, no, it's a good little trade. As far as points go, Joe had, of course, a very good Dynamite with 2 title defenses and 1 5-star match, which Barry also benefited from. Takeshita against Darby Allin. It means that Darby has jumped Kevin Knight into the lead for the year overall with a 112 over Kevin Knight's 106. So they're still the two who have crossed the 100 mark. I'm not sure Tony Khan knows about our fantasy league, because it's not unfair to have one fella have 30 title defenses.
No.
Just every week. Darby Allin has, I'm just checking if this is still the case. I believe it is. Darby Allin now has the highest points per match of any wrestler in the company as well, because he's got the most amount of points with not a lot of matches. He's had 6 fewer matches than Kevin Knight, and he has more points than him. Average points per match for Darby 6.6, which is crazy.
Crazy shit.
Otherwise, yeah, I still don't have a lot to say re my team. Obviously, I was hoping that we might be seeing Mercedes in the Owen, or even a wild card to appear the Owen and go, oh, well, you know what that's going to be. No sign of her. So, sure, what's going on there? Yeah, I had a good collision with the Divine Dominion and the returning Mark Briscoe finally.
Nice. There you go.
Picking up some points. There you go. So I actually won collision, a rare victory for me. Barry also suffered from the rare disqualification negative bonus for the
dumb bitches.
Dynamite, the dumb bitch. Which means that over the course of the week, I scored 12. Barry with an 18, Joe with 35. That thing again where he gets more points than 2 of us combined.
Is that pay-per-view numbers? I'm not always... What?
I'll get down on my hands and knees tonight and say, God, please take away the knees of Darby and Kevin Knight. Have them do a little injury in the ring.
Well, I
not
think
too bad for just to take away.
We're fast approaching the end of Darby's thing here. Like, he's gonna... He'll beat Speedball.
Points on the board, though.
MJF,
points on the board.
I know the points are already in the bag. Got me all
Points
pocket.
already in the bag. Yeah.
But I do think the tide is turning now, because we're going to see, Ospreay winning, Takeshita being Okada,
the turn of Hangman at some point.
Yeah, and I think a couple of my guys
hold the belt until All In. She'll keep winning.
Whereas I think Darby's going to maybe even go off TV for a while after this. So
probably,
possibly.
We'll see.
Okay. We have an
additional feature.
We got a little returning quiz. It's everyone's favourite quiz. I think probably the best quiz we've ever done. If I'm in the Tony Card promoter mode, probably the best quiz we've ever done. Gimme 5. Gimme 5. Yes. So shockingly simple concept, this one. I give the guys a category and they have to give me 5 entries in that category. For every correct answer, they get 1 point, and if they get all 5 correct, they get 5 bonus points. The person that goes second gets 2 points per correct answer plus 5 bonus points, because obviously it's harder to go second because the other person has got the easy answers. Mm-hmm. In the 5th and final round, whoever's losing at that point gets to choose whether they go first or second, depending on whether they think they need more points or not. So here we go. we'll do a little coin toss. I've got some love hearts here, as discussed on the show, I believe, last week. I'm going to put them in one of my hands. I'll tell you what, Paul, why don't you tell me what hand the love hearts are in?
I am going to say that the love hearts are in your left hand.
That is incorrect. They were in the right. So, Barry, do you want to go first?
I'll go first, sure.
Okay. So our first category is forcible entry artists.
Oh, I would be so good at that.
I think I should be really good at this.
So this is, artists that are featured on the track listings of the WWF Forcible Entry Nu Metal album.
I have a few.
Not including Jim Johnston. He's not accredited. So I don't want any smart asses giving me Jim Johnston. All right. This is just Nu Metal albums. So Barry, when you're ready.
So how do the points work for this? Is there a stealing option?
No. 1 point for every correct answer. You get 5 guesses. That's it. So when you're ready, Baz.
I'll throw out a few anyway.
I've listened to this. I listened to this to death in real time. Okay. Disturbed.
Disturbed is correct. Yep.
Drowning Pool.
Also correct. Yes.
Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill, correct. That's 3 points.
Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit is correct. That's 4. WWE's favourite band.
Oh God.
Just one more for the.
Yeah, they're all on the tip of my fucking tongue. Oh God, who sang? Oh, RVD's song. Who the fuck sang that?
One of a kind.
Will you accept one of a kind?
It's quite a few answers.
There's loads. I have to get this.
4 correct answers.
4 correct.
One
I'm trying to think of the artist on it. So I got Austin Taker. Was there a Keane song on there? No, I got Taz. Funnily enough, Lita. I'm gonna take a stab on the Lita one. I can't remember the exact name. Boy Hits Car. Was that the name of the band?
He's got it.
That is correct. Yes. That is your 5th.
What an album. I actually need to download that because it's not on anything, but it's certainly out there. I'll get
Seven Dust on there.
Monster
Magnet.
Well, hang on, Paul. You've got a guess now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
I'll accept those as, if you want to repeat them because I wasn't listening, but if you want to repeat.
Seven Dust.
Okay, Seven Dust. Correct.
Monster Magnet.
Monster Magnet. Correct. 2.
Marilyn Manson.
Yes, of course.
Theme. Raw theme. The Union Underground.
The Union Underground.
Very good. Very good.
And
just need one more.
I'll go for an obscure. I'll tell you what. Here's a pull. All right, Neurotica.
Is correct for 5.
Take you out on a ride.
5 big ones. That's actually 15 points. For your 5 correct answers.
Yes, I was last in that Steve Austin theme on my PS1. Let me tell you,
that was a good one for the two of us. I mean, I own that album as well.
We're missing a few here. So we also had Kid Rock. Jimmy, was that Undertaker's
Legs? No, it was actually Legs for
Steeler.
God. Creed.
But not any of the famous Creeds.
Not good Creeds.
Not My Sacrifice, obviously, and also not even Higher. It was
a pay-per-view theme.
Yeah, it was
Young or Old, I think it was.
Yeah, terrible song.
We've got my personal favourite. There's no holding me back because I'm not driven by fear.
Of course.
My anger. Oh, Lady Peace. God, I listen to that a lot. Rob Zombie. Breaking Point.
Yeah. Jericho.
Is Rob Van Dam.
Oh, no, Breaking Point is Rob Van Dam. Sorry,
Saliva.
Yeah.
Stereo Mud.
Dope. Yes, yeah.
And Finger 11. Please welcome to the stage. Finger 11.
The Keane song, yeah.
Good Lord.
Was that on that record?
No, it was. I'm getting. I don't think. Finger 11's on it, but not the Keane song. Or is it? Look, I'm going to pull up this. Yeah, because I want to
pull it up. Finger 11.
Yeah, God, Legs by Kid Rock.
Slow Chemical.
Oh, okay, so it is the Keane song. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So some of these, so that one, like some of these would have been on this CD like a full year and a half before wrestlers used them, which is a bit mad.
Tremendous.
No Chance by Dope, a wretched cover of that song. It was an album of two halves. Some of them slapped, and some of them were absolutely god awful.
Yeah.
Okay. So category number 2, that was a good one. I think category number 2 might be trickier. Paul, you're going to go first this time. This is entrance in the Battle Royal at WWF Battle Royal at the Albert Hall, 1992. So I'm assuming neither of you have seen this match, but you're going to have to use your general knowledge.
General knowledge.
Give me your best guess on who you think was in that.
1992 in the Albert Hall.
Famous Battle Royal at the Albert Hall. The only time WWF has run that esteemed venue. So 10 points up for grab if you can give me 5 correct answers here, Paolo.
Okay, 1992 WWF in the UK. So I'll guess Davey Boy Smith.
Correct. Of course, he won it.
Okay, 92 WWF. Let me think. Might we have had... I'm trying to think who also would have gone to the UK. Because I know Hulky Hogan's probably not going to be on that list. Let's say Ted DiBiase.
Let me just check.
DiBiase.
Oh, no, I don't think he is.
No,
I'll just do control F to check. No, he was not in there. Okay, so you still got 4 more guesses. Oh, sorry, 3 more guesses.
3 more guesses. I'll say... Oh God, 1992. Can I have Sergeant Slaughter?
Sergeant Slaughter, was he in there? I don't think so. Nope. Fuck. Just the 1 point
over the 18 here. What about Brother Brutus?
I think it's going to be another. No, you're missing out here. You got one more guess. Yep.
Brett.
No. Unbelievable. You kind of
tiptoeing around everybody.
You named everyone who wasn't in the literally. I think the whole of the rest of the roster is probably. So Barry, over to you if you can give me 5 here.
I'm going to do even worse here. I don't even know I don't know much about this era, so a lot of these are going to be completely wrong, but I'll go anyway. Hacksaw
Jim Duggan. Yes, he was in there. 2 points.
Coco Ware.
No, Coco Beware. No.
I think this was probably a little bit. No, actually, I won't say that one because it's definitely not right. Paul might have said this. IRS? Did he say IRS?
He didn't, but IRS is not in there.
Okay. Mr. Jannetty.
Marty Jannetty? Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Virgil?
And Virgil, no, not in there. And I think that's your 5. That's your 5, yeah. So not bad there. You got picked up 4 points.
Very tricky.
Yeah. So there's big names in there. Ones we didn't get: Hercules, the Texas Tornado, Nasty Boy Brian Knobs, the Barbarian, Tito Santana, Road Warrior Hawk, Nasty Boy Jerry Sags, Shawn Michaels, Earthquake, Ric Flair, Paul Roman.
Flair was in it. Wow.
The Road Warrior Animal, The Undertaker.
Yeah, we were overthinking it, I think.
Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Bossman, the Mountie, and Typhoon.
I just thought of Big Boss Man while Barry was going.
Yeah, some of the classic kind of early 90s guys there, but yeah, not. Yeah, I mean, good guesses though, to be fair, lads. You just missed the dartboard.
Were we both assuming none of the stars would have bothered their arse going to work in a Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Well, no, but I was also thinking in case there was other matches.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I think the Battle Royal, who's going to be in the Battle Royal, they could throw it and lose, you know.
Okay, so move on to category number 3. So we're back to Barry starting here.
Okay, yeah.
This is Roman Reigns' WrestleMania opponent. So this is if he's wrestled people more than once, that just counts as one. So it's
just one. That's my main question.
Not different kind of manias. So yeah, if you want to kick us off whenever you're ready.
I'm glad I'm going first here because there's a couple of obvious ones, and I think I do know some ones that I don't think Paul will get, but I think I'm going to take the pick of the handy ones here. Let me go. Brock Lesnar.
That is correct. 4 times they've wrestled.
Fuck me, my God. Let me go.
Horrific.
Charles Montgomery Punk.
That's correct. Twice they've wrestled.
Let me go, depending on how he's listed on Cage Match, Cody and/or Cody Rhodes.
Yes, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes 3 times.
I would say the Undertaker.
Yeah, Undertaker just the once.
And Paul Levesque.
Triple Levesque is Paulie H. It is correct. They wrestled once, of course, in that wonderful, incredibly bad match.
Yeah.
So that's 5 correct. You get 10 points. Thank you for giving me 5 there. That's 10 points. So over to you, Paul. You can pick up 15 here.
I'm just realising as well that I really should have been writing down Barry's answers for these. But I guess if I say one
back, I don't mind giving you them back. We had... Wait, did you give me 5? Oh, sorry, yeah. I didn't mark Triple H. Sorry, yeah, I didn't mark off Triple H. There we go. Okay. So we had Lesnar, Rhodes, Punk, Triple H, and The Undertaker.
Okay.
You can give me 5 more.
Edge.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct.
Daniel Bryan Danielson.
That is also correct. In the same match, of course.
Drew McIntyre.
Yes, WrestleMania 35.
I'm making noises now. Let me think.
I wouldn't have gone Drew. I don't remember that at all.
I remember Drew. Yeah. Try to think back to the early days. Shield had some matches, didn't they? Another good one. Billy Gunn and the Road Dogg.
That is correct.
Very good.
Correct. So thank you for.
I didn't think you'd get that one. There was also.
I don't remember who the partner was even. I know the two. Look, I got 2.
There was also a match. Shamo, Big Show, and Randy Orton was one of the Shields as well.
Yeah, and then Kane was the other one. Yeah, in that one. There's one obvious one you both missed, who he's wrestled 3 times at WrestleMania. It's not John Moxley.
Seth Rollins,
of course. Yes,
3 times at WrestleMania.
Yeah, in the night 1 tag match.
Oh yeah,
with Punk and
the triple threat match,
and the Money in the Bank cash in as well.
Oh, yeah. Of course, very good. Yeah. Okay.
So despite the flop on the Battle Royal, Paul is currently in the lead, 31-24.
What?
Close.
Yeah. So because Paul he went twice and he's nailed the 2 second goes. So
of course. Well.
Yeah. So now we go to the 4th one, and now Paul goes first. So 10 points for you here, Paul.
Lock it.
This is active TNA pay-per-view names. So that's pay-per-views they held in 2025, or they have held in 2026, or are planned in 2026. So last year.
Okay.
5 active TNA pay-per-view names.
I'll go
Keys.
Slammiversary.
Slammiversary, that's correct.
I'll go Bound for Glory.
That is also correct. That's 2.
Can I have... See, I don't know which ones are still pay-per-views, though. Or did they do... I don't know even if they do special impress or what. I'm going to throw out some names anyway. Can I have Rebellion?
Fuck yeah.
That's correct.
Okay. Can I have Genesis?
You certainly can for 4.
Okay, one
Just
more.
need one more for the big 10 points here, Paul.
Yeah, okay, let me think. Because I know a few, but I don't know if they still do. And all my picks are coming from 2006.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Okay. Oh, that might be a good one. Oh, okay. I'll throw it out here. I don't know if I said this one already. So correct if I did, correct me. Sacrifice?
My sacrifice, that is correct for 5.
Yeah.
Correct answer. So that's 10 points to you, Paul. Well done, sir. Well done.
The old TNA fan days.
Yeah.
Pain.
Barry can come back here. He's got 15 points on the line. If he can give me 5 TNA pay-per-view names that are currently active.
Okay.
2025 to 2026.
Let's go deeper in the bag.
Reach deep, brother. Go deep water.
Resurgence.
No, you just made that one up.
I made that one up. Okay, I might have been thinking of Rebellion. Okay, great. Hard to Kill.
No.
These are definitely TNA shows. Am I thinking of fucking? Are they branded differently or something? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I'll check TNA Hard to Kill. Yeah, it was a professional premium live event. Last held in 2024. So, to be fair, it's been a couple of years. They stopped using it. I don't think Resurgence was ever.
Wait, I'm just Google that now. Hang on. It's called TNA Resurgence.
Well, if you Google it, you might see the correct answer for another one, Barry. So,
okay, well, I'm not going to use that. That's cheating. That is cheating. I also have never heard of that one, so I can't even pretend I would have gotten that. So
what was the other one?
Emergence.
There's a show called it.
A much worse name than Resurgence.
So yeah, for a company that's been around for 24 years, Emergence. Come on.
You've still got 3 more guesses, Barry. So you've got points.
Fucking hell.
There's a few of it. I mean, there's, ones you definitely know.
Hard Justice. Do they still do that?
No.
That was one of the ones that I had on my
Turning Point.
Turning Point. Yes, there you go. 2 points. 2 points on the board.
Okay, I'm gonna run through the old ones, and I know they don't do Lockdown anymore. Paul said,
"Oh, that was one of the ones I had as well. They don't do that.
They don't do that anymore. No. Lockdown.
I have one more old one that I'm not sure if they do anymore, but I have also,
Genesis. I wanted Sacrifice as well. You got that one.
Yeah.
Did I just say this? Right, Turning Point. Did I just say
you
that?
said Turning Point.
Okay. I don't think they use this one anymore, but Final Resolution.
That is correct.
That was the
they did
one. Yeah, so that's 4 points for you, Barry. Unfortunately, no bonus, so you're a little bit behind.
Are we missing it?
Yeah, quite a few. So there's, of course, I mean, I can't believe you didn't get this one. TNA Under Siege.
Under Siege.
Fuck. Returning last year, TNA Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Unbreakable, the famous.
Unbreakable. We've got, of course, TNA No Surrender.
No Surrender, yeah. They did it for ages.
TNA Against All Odds.
Yeah, classic ones.
TNA Final Resolution.
Barry said.
I had that one, yeah.
Oh, you got that one in, yeah. TNA Victory Road.
Victory Road
still going strong, yeah.
And one nearly got Barry, and this one's coming back this year. They've scheduled it for August. TNA Lockdown.
Oh, really?
It is coming, yeah. It's on the slate, so it is active. So, yeah, you could have had that one, but unfortunately not. But going into the 5th and final round, Paul, you are on 41 points. Barry, you're struggling behind. You're on 28.
Dang.
So you can technically still win if you can get... You need 15 points, though.
Okay.
So, the final round, Barry, would you like to go first, or would you like to go second?
I suppose I better go second, I suppose.
Yeah,
I better go second if I want to chance at this.
You got to risk it for a biscuit.
Risk it for a biscuit.
Okay, so Paul, you'll be going first. I'm giving you AEW International Champions. I will tell you.
Okay, I have a question.
Go on then.
Obviously, is that All Atlantic lineage included?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. International champions.
So I'll tell you that exactly. There have been 10.
Oh, I'm not going to. It's going to be hard.
You've got to get.
Let's have Kazuchika Okada.
That's correct. 1 point.
Let's have Konosuke Takeshita.
Correct for 2 points.
Let's have Orange Cassidy.
Correct for 3 points.
Let's have Pac.
Correct for 4 points.
And one more international champion.
One more.
I think John Moxley held it. I'll say John Moxley.
Fuck yeah.
That is correct. Yes, 10 big points there for Paul. So you got to 51. So Barry, you can no longer.
I should have taken an easy one.
So you would have lost either way. So can you, if you want, you try and give me those 5.
Struggle.
Credibility back.
MJF.
That's correct.
Yes, very good.
Will Ospreay.
Also correct, 2.
Did Paul say Ray Phoenix?
He did not.
Ray
That's
Phoenix.
3, so you got 2 more.
Okay, he said Mox, he said Orange Cassidy.
I know one of them. I can't think of who the other one is. Oh, I know them. I know them.
You don't. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm lost anyway, but I want to get him.
One is obvious and one is tricky. I'll say that. Just too bad.
Yeah.
I've no fucking idea. No, I'll just pass. I just don't know him. I don't know him.
Okay. Paul, you got
Omega.
Kenny Omega, of course.
Oh yeah,
Unified it with
Unified it. Of course, I should.
I think is the last one Roderick Strong.
It is Roderick Strong. Yes, correct. So that's
in between that kind of MJF Ospreay era.
Yeah,
briefly.
So there we go, 51 to 31.
Jeez, well done, Paul.
I'm bad at fantasy drafts, but I'm good at trivia.
Good at remembering lists of things.
Well done. That's the real victory.
That's the real victory at this age.
Alrighty. This has been
no collision, so let's get to Dynamite.
Yeah, let's get to Dynamite here from Asheville, North Carolina. We had a very amusing segment where MJF arrived and walked past every bald man in Asheville, North Carolina.
I thought it was funny.
Which was cute. So there you go. We had... My eyes are kind of rolling over a little bit on these 10-man tags. They're all, they're all fun and all this other stuff, but, it was... Cope, Cage, the Bucks, and Cassidy defeating FTR, Ciampa, and the Dogs. Fun all-action opener, but I can't really keep these matches straight in my head, really, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Orange punch followed by a spear. Saw Cope pinning Connors for the win. So there you go. We got another wacky training session with Will Ospreay on the roof. Where Mox was prophesizing some such about our life and all that. These are well done, but I won't pretend I'm taking a load of it in.
I like it a lot. I like how it was shot.
Yeah, it looked cool.
I'll tell you, in 2020, I was going to say 2020, but maybe even more recent, 2023, let's say. You would barely be able to make this promo out because of the wind, because they would not have known how to record it outside properly. The audio would have been terrible.
Yeah,
they've come quite a bit, except on the Fairway show. We could obviously hear some
the production notes happening
very briefly, and I think you can hear Tony Khan on the Ring of Honor show briefly yesterday. But broadly, the production quality has gone way up, and this I think was kind of a microcosm of that, showing that they can do an outside taping and not have it.
Yeah, and have it sound
absolutely ruined.
Sound
professional, exactly.
Cementing it as one of the most lackluster and boring feeling stadium stampedes of all time. Ricochet recruited the Dogs. It's like, I didn't recruit the Dogs for my match with Chris Jericho. I'm like, oh my god. I mean, it feels like a waste of Andrade that he's in this as well. So Andrade,
for sure.
He might take his pants off though.
But the funny thing is, Stadium Stampede, I mean, they played the video package on this show as well. I mean, that is the wackier one compared to Anarchy in the Arena. So there will almost certainly be an Andrade spot, but it'll probably be way over the top where someone like takes a back bump off a balcony after stunned by him taking his pants off. That's kind of what Stadium Stampede is.
Sure. Do you think there'll be tennis rackets involved? That's what I'm hoping for.
We talked.
Did they play? Did I say this last week? They play a bit of Louis Armstrong. Yeah, we said that last week.
Yeah.
That could be the video.
And then tennis racket up the arse. Yeah. Now we're talking.
But we said last week we were confused by the fact that they seem to add the Elite over the Hurts. Turns out we were right. It is just just add a few more factions.
Yeah, like the babyface team
infantry.
is Jericho and the Hurt Syndicate and the Elite, including Jack Perry. I'm like, what is that? How is that what Kenny Omega is doing at this stage of his career, where we don't know how many more big Kenny Omega matches?
I don't think he can do a big. This is why.
I agree, but
he's the 14th man in a.
Here's the idea, right? To Joe's point, tennis rackets up arses.
Yeah.
Fucking
shuttlecock.
Doing all the funny tennis spots. So if someone gets caught in the net, bump over the net. But while that's all going on, you have 12 of them just fighting all over the place. Just in the ring, Omega and Andrade just have this like class.
Test-style match.
I mean, they
don't leave the ring at all.
They should do a spot where like Remsburg is sitting on the umpire's chair, and they have like a weird petty argument about the rules. You know what I mean? Remsburg is up on the umpire's chair and he starts doing a 5 count on a choke, and someone with a sort of hard to pin down European accent goes, "But say fucking street fight? No, no. First of all, don't swear at me. Okay, don't swear at me. Okay, I'm in charge here. Okay," and the crowd are oohing and eyeing. Tennis is so funny because it's like the poshest sport, but they also love it. Anytime anything bold happens, I was like, "Ooh, we're seeing an argument at the tennis."
Remsburg says it's out. Andrade says, "How you know?"
Very good, very good. Speedball squashed a guy called Westbrook, who fucked up one of his like 2 spots.
Westbrook looked good until he couldn't.
Yeah, he was all right. Look, you fuck up a spot, whatever. It just stands out really bad when it's a 30-second match, you know.
Yeah.
But whatever, it happens. Shit happens. They then segued kind of seamlessly into the Jets Open Challenge with more kind of. I can't remember if it was after the Speedball match or after the Kevin Knight match. More kind of like, we're such great pals. We're never going to turn on each other. Glad handing. I kind of thought they were just doing those little teases just as a bit of intrigue, but it's increasingly feeling like they're probably going to actually break up at some point.
Yes.
I think shades of like Christian in 01 probably might end up being the best thing that ever happened to Bailey, who's quite obviously getting left behind here, but he might pull something out as a heel that you might not expect. Now they could turn Knight heel as the guy they actually want to do something with. I feel like Bailey really gets left in the dirt then if he's like the baby face who loses to Kevin Knight on the ascent, you know.
I don't know. I think Speedball's solid enough and liked enough that he could survive it.
He is, but I just don't foresee him doing much of any note after that happens, you know, on a roster this competitive, including the returning Brian Cage, who
of his very natural body.
Can I shock you? While he was off, I think he was hanging out in the gym while he was off. He just keeping himself busy. He maintained his like jet black beard and teeny tiny little pants before he was injured, which was definitely his best. Leave that fucking Terminator X-Men shit at home and just come out looking like the biggest freak muscle man ever.
In the smallest pants.
In the smallest pants ever.
Him against Andrade. Book it now.
Oh yeah, now that's an hour 2 collision match I'd be down to watch. Absolutely. This is good fun. Cage is also kind of like I think he's working a lot more like a bit more of a big man. He used to do a lot more highfalutin, high flying, as was trendy like 10 years ago. Like I'm a big muscle man who does a flip.
Yeah,
you know? Kind of working a bit more like a big man these days, which I think is cool. Had a great spot here where Knight went for a Frankensteiner, slipped, Cage caught him, and then muscled him up as if he was going to top rope powerbomb him. And then Knight was then able to finish his actual move, which was very, very seamless, very seamlessly done. Yeah, good match and good to see Cage back.
Yeah.
After the match, this is when they did their glad handling with Jet Speed, and Bailey issued a challenge for the winner of Darby and Konosuke Takeshita. So there you go. Got our brackets for the Owen Hart. This is where Jack Perry said, if you don't like that, fuck you. So there you go. Will Ospreay defeated Ace Austin with a arm bar. I guess the idea being here that, you know, they had a fairly standard match. They didn't really do any of the neck stuff. Well, they had a little bit of it, but they didn't do any of the doctor stoppage stuff, basically. Ospreay was setting up for the hidden blade. Ace Austin collapsed. I actually really like this. One of my least favorite things in wrestling is when a guy collapses when the other guy's setting up his finisher, and the guy looks confused. He goes, I always hated when Okada and Omega would do that. I pass out before I take you. Okay, well, kick him in stomp on his neck then. He's on the ground. So, and Ospreay did. Like, Ace Austin collapses, and so Ospreay just kicks his arm and puts him in a hold and wins, which I thought was actually really clever. So, you know, the idea being that he's adding a new element to his game because he's a Death Rider now. So, yeah, there you go. Good fun. Good match.
Yeah, I like Ace Austin a lot.
Ace Austin's good, yeah. A nice little, I got a good guy for this level of spot, you know.
Was this so the Death Riders came out? That was on this show?
Yes,
they came out in white t-shirts.
Yes,
as much as that. Yeah, just
white hat, black hat.
They had black pants, white t-shirts.
A lot of people wearing a lot of different hats. Not almonds, Ace Austin.
Joe comes out. I think I said this about Jack Perry. Anthony Bowens does not fit the aura of this group. Now, I would also say Hook doesn't either, because they're two fake tough guys, I think is the thing.
Yeah.
When Joe and Shibata comes out, it doesn't matter how old either of them are or how much they are or are not getting pushed. You look at fucking Samoa Joe and Katsuri Shibata, and you're like, I wouldn't fuck with these guys. But like Hook wasn't there this week. But Bowens with his arms folded, and he's jacked to the gills, obviously. He's in great nick, and he's not wearing his shirt to highlight his muscles. But he's standing there with his arms folded. I'm a tough guy face. I'm like, this is so fake. This is so... I don't buy you as a guy who hangs out behind an alley with Shibata smoking fags and drinking whiskey straight out of the bottle like a tough bastard. I just don't buy it at all. It's just not... I mean, they have to find something for him to do.
Timbers guy.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Maybe it's too much of that. Maybe we had too long of a career of him doing that, and now it's hard to do this, but it just doesn't fit at all. Look, they have to find something to do with the guy. The Acclaimed reunion was a complete bust. So much so that they didn't even really do it. They never even really paid off that whole thing. They kind of abandoned ship, which I think is respectable. But yeah, Joe comes out, you know, offended at the whole Ospreay thing, that Ospreay didn't take him up on his offer. They surrounded him, and then the Death Riders made the save. So there you go. We had more Takeshita Okada banter. Don Callis talking to Takeshita. MJF walked up, gave a fake pep talk to Takeshita, and basically kind of revealed that he was panicking about his hair. I think they're especially on their socials, they're leaning so much into the idea of MJF going bald that it is doing it's the wrestling thing of when you really telegraph one result, 90% of the time you can assume they're not going to do it. You know what I mean? But you know, so yeah, little segment here where he offended Don Callis by commenting on baldness. And Andrade hit Callis with the how you know for the second week in a row. I fear they're overdoing the how you know. I fear.
How you know?
Well, hey, because I watch the show every week.
Okay,
it's funny. You know
how you know.
I mean, I think you could. I think you could expand it a little bit. Have it just be Andrade doing the deliberately obtuse guy using his limited English to piss people off. Like the fact that he's hit Callis with it twice is like, all right, you're really laying it on. Thing that and technically calling people stupid bitches. I think we're doing the classic wrestling thing of it was funny, and so now we have to do it every single week, multiple times if possible. We had a conglomeration segment featuring the return of Mark Briscoe, whose word of the day was reunification.
Excited.
Which is great. It was great to see him. Obviously, a much needed fantasy league return, but also a great presence on the show.
He's missed.
Brawling Birds. And Hikaru Shida defeated the Triangle of Madness by DQ. This is a solid match until, Jesus, that cat just formed right past Joe's face.
The running.
Ring the fucking bell, ring the bell. That's a DQ right in front of the other hosts. This is an all right match, but then, just kind of a lame kind of DQ finish there at the end. So Shida bailed on the baby faces there, of course. Willow and Thunder Rosa came out to save the baby faces, so there you go. And in our main event, we had the 5-star Darby Allin versus Inosuke Takeshita match. It's really tough as a normal, quote-unquote, normal wrestling match to match the ferocity of some of the other stuff Darby was doing. But I think they did it. I mean, I have never in my life seen a top rope German suplex that wasn't a release. I mean, that is one of the most bonkers spots you will ever see. And I think we've seen Darby do 5 of the most bonkers spots you'll ever see in the last month. But this was spectacular. What did you make of it, boys?
Yeah, fantastic again. I don't know if I got 5 on it, but
no,
like 4, 4.5, that sort of thing. Like, it was not that one spot to the floor made me the Blue Thunder Bomb to the floor.
Oh,
was
God,
very uncomfortable. I'm like, oh God, it's one of those where you just think, ouch. Like I didn't enjoy the spot. I just kind of felt.
I enjoyed it. Fucking.
I'm also fucking. What else doing?
I'm like the gladiator of the Coliseum.
What a run! I mean, two 5ers and 4.5 stop. Pack golf course match, the Kevin Knight match. Oh, God, I mean, if the MJF match at a Double or Nothing is another like 4.5, 5-star match, I mean, fuck it. This is one of the greatest world title runs of all time in the space of a month. It's tremendous.
For sure. The point earlier, I can see him losing and then taking time off because he's just like working every show.
This is his thing. It's like, I'm going to burn myself out, have a great title run, and then disappear
take
for a few months. Yeah. Maybe come back for All In, hopefully.
Yeah.
This segment then segued into the contract signing, which was pretty to the point. MJF came out, talked a little bit of shit, but didn't go on too long. Signed and then attacked Darby. So
good beatdown.
It was a good beatdown. It was a good promo. It didn't outstay its welcome. Kevin Knight made the save to chase off.
He's going to hit him with the top rope tombstone as if he hadn't taken a German suplex off the top rope.
Like how much
20 minutes before.
How much more can you do to this guy? That concluded another very good edition of Dynamite. With the I mean, these main events are just outrageous. They're just absolutely outrageous.
These Dynamites are great, and Darby's title run is very much helping with that. But like, I look forward to it every week. Love it.
Yeah. Top notch stuff. Next week, go home for the paper. So we'll talk about that. Yeah. We might give Collision a miss there.
Anything on Collision, Joe?
No on Collision.
No. I mean, Sammy and Darby was another really, really good match. Other than that, I watched it with a heavily fast forwarding, to be honest. The Lethal Twist, Jay Lethal and Lee Johnson. I mean, if you want to see that was available. Yeah, other than that, I have a bunch of kind of so-so matches, really. Mark Briscoe is back and very over. Crowd fucking loved Mark Briscoe, as you'd expect. Him and Ciampa heated up their feud. But yeah, other than that, nothing massive.
Yeah, so we got Ciampa against Briscoe on Dynamite this week, and we've got Darby against Speedball, right?
Yeah.
I mean, two fucking great sounding matches.
Plus Cassidy and Cassidy and Roddy against
FTR, yeah.
FTR for the tag titles, and Mox versus Kyle O'Reilly. So
having a little pay-per-view,
the actual pay-per-view.
Yeah, my God. I mean, those Mox Kyle O'Reilly matches were absolutely spectacular. It is a 3-hour job as well this week. They're doing another...
Yeah, no Collision this week.
No Collision. 1 hour. I think they're doing are they doing a... Before they're one of their documentary things, are they doing on the Saturday or something? I'm not sure. But yeah, 3 hours of Dynamite / Collision. They don't call them 3-hour Dynamites.
No, it's Dynamite and then Collision. Yeah.
Which I believe is some.
They don't structure them like a 3-hour Dynamite.
No, yeah, and that was also I know, Joe, we probably talked about it on the live report there from December. I think that also hurts the energy live, because when they activate, okay, the A show's over, everyone, like, it actually does hurt, even though it's one show. You know. But anyway, it'll surely be a lot of fun. Joe, did you watch? I'm looking at the rundown here. Did you watch this Channel 4 Donald Trump wrestling thing?
No, I didn't.
Oh, was that not you that you called? Oh, wow, okay.
That was Paolo.
I watched 3 wrestling docs this week. I've just been...
All right, well, hit us with them then.
Well, I watched Beyond the Mat first,
of course,
which we talked about. And then I said, well, I'd heard people talking about this Wrestling with Trump Channel 4 doc with Taskmaster alumnus Munya, who hosts it. And I liked him with Taskmaster, so I'll check that out. I've also watched Hitman Hart Walking with Shadows. Or is it Wrestling with Shadows? Walking with Shadows?
Wrestling with Shadows.
Whatever the name of it is. I have walking written down here for some reason. Whatever the name of that thing is. I watched that as well, so I'll give you my thoughts. Because that was my first time watch. I'd never watched it.
Oh, you'd never seen that? Really? Wow.
Shockingly, no. Some notes on Wrestling with Trump. It is a documentary that at the same time feels very specific, like it was made by a big wrestling fan, because there's quite a lot of very, very specific references in it. And then at the same time, it's made to be very mainstream, so it will at times then go like pull back and say, here's what wrestling is. Baby faces are the good guys, heels are the bad guys. Because if people need that explains. One of the early needle drops, this is how specific this will be. People who know will know. One of the early needle drops, when I say needle drops, really what I mean is like background music while a montage plays, is Falling Apart by Zebrahead.
Ooh.
One of the tracks of
SmackDown versus Raw.
SmackDown versus Raw, maybe the first one, Day of Reckoning era.
06, thereabouts.
06 wrestling games. He interviews Brutus the Barber Beefcake, puts him over that he was known for his technical and trash talking. Not sure about that one.
Known for his
really,
nipple rings, more like. But...
Yeah. Known for being Hulk Hogan's mate. It's very interesting hearing Brutus. The interviews with Brutus about Trump. And it's really interesting hearing Brutus talk about Trump because he sounds exactly like a Mark fan from the 80s. Do you know, where it's like, okay, yeah, well, you know this is a work, right? Like he comes off like that. They have a wrestler on who I remember hearing about who went kind of somewhat viral a couple of years ago, the Progressive Liberal.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, like I remember this guy. That was, talk about 15 seconds of fame on Twitter. I mean, that was a
yeah. And so they cover him ending his gimmick as well. He doesn't want to be the Progressive Liberal anymore. So he comes out and does a promo where he's like, "Can we all just get along?"
Oh my god!
Funny how that can't happen in real life either. Makes you think. They interview Big Dick Johnson of what's his real name? Chris DeJoseph.
Chris DeJoseph.
Fame. Funnily, they cover, of course, the Battle of the Billionaires. And they actually portray it as if the match was Trump versus Vince. Deary me. No mention of Lashley or Umaga. And they show the clip of, you know, when Trump knocks Vince down the ringside, like punches him a few times. They act like that was the finish of the match.
Oh my god.
Which is kind of funny. He goes to a MAGA gathering called Trumpsters Tuesday Triumph.
Okay.
You'd be surprised to hear that these people are all very strange. One of them then confronts him and says, "We know who you are. You're a comedian and you hate Trump."
How do they know this? What,
I guess
big Taskmaster hits?
Yeah. Strange again that there was no like attempt to talk him round. It's just once they found out who he was, you're on the other team. We don't
exactly. Yeah.
He interviews a Trump aide who was involved in the Trump campaign, who, you know, basically confirms the WWE-isms inherent in Trump's campaigns, you know, from a strategic point of view. He's asked, right, do you think politics should be entertaining? His answer was yes.
Of course it was, yeah.
Of course it was. They do a little segment about the Attitude Era,
Of course, always. Every wrestling documentary.
Of course. Let me show you some, let me explain to you some of the clips they used to explain the Attitude Era. The Vince McMahon limo death angle from 2007.
Oh, what?
2003's Katie Vick angle.
Oh, man.
Racism, and they show Yokozuna to explain racism, was gone from the company by 1996.
I mean, wrong era, but I mean, I would give them a half point. I mean, yes, you could do a whole documentary about WWE's casting of non-white people as whatever race they feel like sticking them in, but
that wouldn't be in the top 20.
But that would be top 50 probably.
They also show, as an example, the Trish Stratus Spark Like a Dog angle from 2001, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, was cut from the Sky broadcast.
Yes, I didn't see that for years until maybe.
So, granted, this is a UK show. They don't ever mention that. Interview with Mark Kapani, obviously better known as Muhammad Hassan. They cover the infamous men in masks attacking The Undertaker.
Okay, yeah.
Also did not air on Sky. Also not mentioned. Interestingly. And then the show kind of trundles to an end when Munya, for the last 10 minutes, forgoes the whole Trump thing and just has a match, like trains wrestling and has a match. That self-indulgent thing.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestling docs does that. It was an okay watch. Little bit simple, I would say, but it was enjoyable. The Bret Hart, Hitman Hart, Wrestling with Shadows.
Yes.
Is interesting because it's similar to another movie I happened to watch this week, which is Saipan, which we'll come to, which is where you have two opposing sides, neither of which you truly empathize fully for.
Right.
So Bret, obviously, look, without making any bones about it, Bret absolutely got fucked by the WWF. 100 Ways from Sunday. I mean, it's interesting because they don't really touch on it in the documentary, but like the fact of the matter is, in early 97, Shawn was trying to get out, was trying to join WCW. He was wearing WCW t-shirts in public and trying to get out of his contract and go over there. And Bret didn't really want to leave WWF, but Vince was obviously so enamored with Shawn Michaels and for whatever reason really wanted to keep him and wanted to let Bret go, when in reality it was the other way around, that Shawn was trying to get out and Bret wasn't. And yeah, the way that the whole deal comes together, where he signs a 20-year deal and then Vince reneges on it. Oh, we can't afford to keep you, blah, blah, blah. You have to go to WCW. It's such a weird situation where obviously reading into it and looking at the footage, it just seems like, aside from the financials of it and the Bret Shawn situation, it just seems like there was something where they just didn't see value in Bret at all anymore and really wanted to move him along.
Yeah.
As far as the documentary goes, like I say, it's amazing that they happen to tape it at a time where some of these, historic events happened.
Yeah.
At the same time, it is very self-serving, and Bret himself does come off as a overly serious Lance Storm type, like a emotionless robot at times.
Yeah. Whenever I'm talking to my wife, for example, who's a casual wrestling fan, or any other kind of friends who are whenever I'm talking to them about Montreal, as all things come back to, I'm always to contextualize how seriously they took fake wrestling and who the booker picks the champion and stuff. I'm like, Bret Hart, with a completely straight face in this documentary, just looks at the camera and says, forget about if they screw me. He says, if they ask me to lose to Shawn Michaels in Canada, but I swear to God, he says it'd be like if they raped me in the middle of the ring. That's what he says in this documentary. Not even if they screw me. If they just ask me to lose in Canada, this title, he is insane to a certain degree. And yeah.
It's funny, his wife in it as well, who clearly doesn't give two shits about it. So whatever. And then, when he gets screwed, and, again, for it to be a kind of Saipan comparison, it's Bret was to an extent right that they could have compromised, let me drop the belt the next day or whatever. But and obviously the bring the belt to WCW thing has been covered to death and could never have happened. Obviously, there had been a lawsuit only a few years before between the two companies because of WWF showing the, at the time, NWA championship when Ric Flair came across. So there was no chance that was going to happen. And then, but at the same time, Brett being so resolute in I can't lose this fake belt in Canada.
Yeah.
It's like there was no compromise really. And Brett's compromises, or in his mind, what were his compromises, were all the ones that were suited to him.
Yes.
Ultimately. So, I mean, I thought it was very interesting, but I didn't find Brett a super sympathetic character ultimately. And of course, WWF. Fuck. This man cunt. So yeah, that was that. Two fun wrestling docs, and Beyond the Bath, obviously, still wonderful. So I guess we can segue to movies.
Yeah, talk about Saipan. What did you make of it?
Or as it's called on Amazon Prime Video, Saipan Keane versus McCarthy.
Oh, well,
didn't realize it has a subtitle.
What do we mean? This title slightly worse. What do we make it sound like one of our shitty things we produce? It
does make it sound like Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah,
some mess of that. I thought it was solid. I thought your man Aina Hardwick did a great job of channeling Keane's intensity bordering on psychopathic rage,
right?
Without it ever feeling like an SNL skit or an impersonation.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Fucking hard line to walk.
Hard, but he absolutely, it's strange because you sometimes watch a biopic or you watch a movie based on a real person and you're watching it and the performance was so good, I totally thought I was watching that person. Again, I felt that way with this Roy Keane performance without him necessarily doing the, oh, baby. Oh.
Yeah.
He wasn't necessarily doing that. But it was just, I was like, yeah, he totally,
gets the energy.
Encapsulated the persona. Yes, yeah, exactly. Coogan was also good, but I would say slightly less so.
Yes.
The first time Coogan comes on and goes, oh, Mick McCarthy. I was like, oh. It's not that kind of performance.
It's me, Mick McCarthy.
He was a little bit, I thought he was still very good, but he was still a little bit less so. It opens with obviously a screen that says, look, this is a dramatized version.
Yeah.
Fits. And it does come off at times very
much so. Yeah.
But it was good. The score was really nice. I thought it built nicely to a finale. I don't think it ever truly, for me, got out of like third gear. I don't know if that's because we as Irish are so familiar with the story that there's not really a lot of ground to cover outside of the kind of the main beats of it. But like I say, I thought performances were pretty good across the board. And yeah, look, like I say, to compare it to the Bret Hart thing is like, look, Keane was right. The thing was a complete shambles. The FAI, I'm not surprised to hear the FAI couldn't fucking organize the simplest of preparations for the World Cup.
The World Cup.
Ireland aren't in that many of those. That's
the thing. Yeah, it's like, well, another World Cup, is it, boys? Another one of them will come around for us.
No. I don't think we've been in one since the Saipan World Cup.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Keane is just like portrayed as this complete maniac who's just like anything below perfection, he'll just blow a gasket at. It is impossible to manage. So again, it felt like, I think it did a good job of, while at times it made the FAI seem so incompetent to the point that they were obviously the side in the wrong, I think it also captured quite well Keane's psychosis to the point that, look, this guy can't be reasoned with, can't be managed. He's totally a loose cannon. It actually reminded me quite a lot of the CM Punk in AEW situation.
Yeah, I watched it and I was like, that's the next thing these directors need to take a stab at. Brought out. I'd be there. Starring Steve Coogan as Tony Khan.
Yeah. So it was good. I enjoyed it. Some of the lines in it were very funny as well. I don't know, obviously there's a bit of ambiguity in terms of what was made up for the movie and what wasn't. But certainly the big kind of clash at the end, I thought was very fun.
Yeah.
And then I watched finally Police Story 2. Jackie Chan's follow-up.
Jackie Chan, yes.
Oh, baby, the very exciting first one. Also very fun. I don't think it comes close to the just complete madness of the first one. There's certainly less action in it, but the action that's there is as bonkers. Jackie Chan is just kicking people's heads through like drawers, and people are taking like okay, let me put it this way. Number one, if you're in the mood for a really fun night of like action movie with crazy action scenes and a bit of comedy in there as well, Police Story should be the first port of call, the first Police Story, right? The action in these movies would make Darby Allin's bumps in these matches the last few weeks just seem like nothing. Again, in the first Police Story, there's an early scene where a double-decker bus comes to an abrupt stop and people come flying out the front windscreen of the top deck to their heads on concrete. That's what we're talking about. And actually, I'll sell this even further. I mean, the credit sequences for these movies are showing all the times people got hurt and getting their heads patched up.
Oh, the end with a Tony Hawk Bale video from the video game.
Pretty much. I mean, Police Story 2 has far less action, like I said, but like shows Jackie Chan jumping through glass and they're coming and patching him up, and he's got like blood streaming down the back of his head and wounds on his head, and lad taking a bump through a window onto concrete and patching him up. Like, I mean, to say that they couldn't make these movies anymore is an understatement. The action is so wild in these movies, and it's like not wild in the sense of Tom Cruise hanging onto a plane flying into the sky, but like no health and safety precautions. Okay, the stunt is I kick you in the head and you take a backflip bump onto like an upturned wooden chair, and then like while you're lying there, someone comes along, kicks you in the face, and you take a flying bump off that through a window, you know, and they just do it, you know. So it's unbelievable, but it's so fun. I mean, two absolutely great movies. I don't know if how good the latter ones are thought of as being 3 and 4, but 1 and 2 are the ones that are directed by Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan, yeah, those are
the choreography and everything is top notch. But
projects
really great. The first one in particular, so good. Second one, still very good, just not quite as bonkers.
Yeah, I think when you talk about 1, I was like, all right, I do have to. I have 1. So I'll have to at least watch 1 because I do have it. Yeah. But yeah, I watched some films this week. I haven't been watching a lot of films lately. Pretty light on the film chat on this pod lately. So I had a bit of a catch up. I watched Ready or Not 2, with Samara Weaving and what's that other girl's name? Catherine Newton. Elijah Wood himself off the pit as well in it. Really good. Yeah, a little bit. Did we really need this? Like, kind of the first half an hour is a fairly perfunctory feeling explainer as to why this movie is even happening, and I was kind of rolling my eyes at it a little bit. But then once it gets moving, it's a perfectly fun one of those from the same directors who did the first. They also did. Was it Abigail? Is that what that movie's called? Abigail, the little girl vampire movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. They're a duo. Matt Vitellini, Olquin, and Tyler Gillis. Yeah, they make fun, like, quote unquote horrors. They're not really scary. They're kind of like horror themed action comedies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one was good. Again, a little bit, diminishing returns, but a perfectly solid 90-minute movie. I really like Samara Weaving. She's great. Catherine Newton's also great in everything I see her in as well. I wasn't super thrilled about the fact that they were adding a sister character into this, which they have to very hurriedly explain at the beginning of this film. But yeah, solid enough. A worthwhile watch. If you like the first one, you'll get a kick out of this. And I will say that they second one takes place immediately after the first. So I would say that if you've never seen either of them, you could almost watch them back to back as a fun little double feature. But yeah, a solid thumbs up on that one. Another 2026 film I watched was Forbidden Fruits. from, I believe, a first-time director. I'm going to pull up the letterboxd now. And Meredith Alloway, yes, I believe so. Some short films, and this is her first feature length. Lily Reinhardt, Victoria Pedretti, a couple of other interesting castings along the way. It's basically about a group of gals who work in a expensive clothes store in an American shopping mall, who run a witches' coven in its basement, basically. But when I say witches' coven, like a modern witches' coven, a kind of like postmodern Instagram girly, we're going to put a hex on our enemies and drink some booze while we do it kind of coven. They welcome in this new girl into the team, and she quickly begins to unfurl some mysterious goings on in this little incredibly tightly knit friend group. It's a very cynical kind of takedown of like modern like faux feminism and kind of like doing things like having a coven that's actually very kind of destructive and controlling and things like that. Interesting idea. I like the cast. I like Victoria Pedretti a lot. She's from You and Haunting of the first Mike Flanagan Netflix series, whichever one that one. Hill House. She's great in all those things. She's good in this, but it's categorized as a horror comedy. I didn't think it was funny or scary, unfortunately. Interesting idea, okay execution, just didn't do a whole lot for me. I would watch the next thing Meredith Alloway does, but pretty skippable for me. The next thing I watched was I think the first ever Taiwanese film I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the first ever Taiwanese film ever.
Yeah, well, oh my God, I don't know the first thing about the Taiwanese film industry, other than I think this is the first one I ever watched. I watched The Sadness, which is a 2021 sort of extremely gory sort of shock value horror movie. Directed by a Canadian, so I'm wondering, is this like almost like a Raid situation where like an aspiring director went to the other side of the world and was like, let me try out this idea. This is a film in something of a full circle moment. This is a film that completely and utterly shamelessly ripped off a concept from a Garth Ennis comic book. Garth Ennis, creator of The Boys, among other things. And in a full circle moment, he made this movie. It was well regarded when it came out, and then his next film is an actual adaptation of that comic book. So he basically did a little audition here in Taiwan on a micro budget. The premise is it's effectively a zombie movie, a post-apocalypse movie, but the idea is that instead of turning into like mindless, flesh-eating, kind of dead-brained monsters, when you get this infection, it basically turns people into these like completely inhibition-less, depraved people who still have all their memories and all their people. So if you knew an infected person beforehand, they still know you. If they could drive, they can still drive. If they could use a gun, they can steal a gun. But they basically give in to all their worst base instincts. So it's a very sadistic movie. It's a very nasty movie. It's definitely one for the gore hounds. It's not one for the easily squeamish at all. It's very, very unpleasant. It's very, very sadistic. Lots of sadism, lots of nastiness in it. It's a big practical effects movie as well, if you are so inclined. Like the opening gambit, the first thing after the movie, kind of like after the chaos kicks off, is like one of them walks into a restaurant and flings a fat fryer at one of the guys behind the counter, and there's lots of goopy RoboCop style effects on the person after that. So that's the vibe from the opening gambit. But it's well done if you're into that kind of thing and you have a strong stomach. It is well done. It's a pretty strong debut from Rob Jabaz. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's I have read some of this comic. It's not great. It's not my favorite, but it's kind of funny that he's making an officially licensed Crossed movie, which is the original. This is the most shameless theft of an idea I've ever seen ever. There's a lot of stuff that feels almost 1-to-1, but I guess they liked it, so he's making the real deal. Yeah, really good if that is your speed. It was released in 2021. It is the most 2021 movie ever because it is just laced with early COVID talking points. There's an opening scene where the protagonist is watching a YouTube show. The YouTube people are screaming about, oh, there's a pandemic, but yeah, you would say that, you're a doctor, why should we believe you? And there's scenes where the government are on the TV and people are rolling their eyes at the government. You know, it's a very kind of, this movie was written during COVID movie, you know. But yeah, really good if you want something very out there and very intense. But yeah, a thumbs up on that one. And that was it. Those are my movies. What about you, Joe?
No new movies, to be honest.
Okay.
I think I've watched one. I reviewed Send Help last week, but other than that, I haven't watched a new movie in a month, so I'm really slacking. Need to catch up. Football season's nearly over. Then we've got a bit of time between the World Cup, so I'll do a few movies then. But did watch a whole of The Dark Knight Rises on Friday night, which I haven't seen for years and years and years. I haven't seen any of those Batman movies for probably at least 10 years. I did quite enjoy it. I know people don't like that one, but it was always a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. I actually quite liked the final one. I do like Bane. Is still just very funny. I actually appreciate Tom Hardy's performance even more because it's just so like it's such a choice. It's so but like good, and he is quite imposing in it as well. I do think it works. Yeah, it feels very dated, this film. There's just something about the themes, about the way it's the slight cheesiness of it, of the dialogue and stuff. It just feels like very Bush Obama kind of era. Watching it back, it's like, it's kind of a good movie. And the actions, I mean, there's some really good action in it. There's some really good lines. So much of it feels like, God, this is like watching 1960s Batman. It's just like, it doesn't know how dated it feels. But like, yeah, I'd maybe interested to see Batman Begins again because I think that might hold up a bit better.
I rewatched that fairly recently. I think we thought about that might be the actual best one. I love The Dark Knight, but that one holds up phenomenally well. I haven't watched Rises in a while, but I mean, I think it is not just among his Batman movies. That might be Younglin's most. I think I'm just going to say what the themes of this movie are. I'm not going to do any symbolism or any of my weird shit I do in my other characters. Just say rich
people and poor people and all that. And then
I mean, it was only 14 or whatever years ago. But I mean, a superhero movie that's heavily inspired by like the Occupy Wall Street movie, brother, that might as well be the 1970s. Okay, compared to where we are today, that couldn't feel like an older frame of reference for a film.
I said to Michelle, like, remember all the 99% thing. Yeah. And it's like, that really went well. Now we're at the 99.9%. You'd have millionaires out on the street going, we need to catch up. That's how well things have gone the last 14 years. Also funny, Glenn Powell is in it playing. Of course, you don't know these people when they're making their early debuts. Then you watch back and I go, oh my God, it's Glenn Powell in the stock exchange. And he's like, you're Glenn Powell. Give me all the money, Glenn Powell. It's like,
who's that handsome man?
Yeah, and this was before he got the like John Cena body kind of added to it. He's just like a really skinny guy with a little head. He didn't have that ridiculous torso. So I enjoyed it. I might watch Batman Begins because I always really love that film.
Yeah, it's great. It's so great.
Yeah, that was it. And then a bit of TV. So I did watch the first 2 episodes of The Boys. I've been waiting to catch up. So I didn't have to pay for Amazon. So yeah, watched it again. I did I dislike it? I don't know. I just felt pointless, really. Like, it's like something should have been wrapped up. So when you stay at a party too long and you're sort of like, oh God, I should have gone home at like 1 and now it's 3 o'clock and I'm still here. Now I can't get a cab. I'm sobered up as well because I've stopped drinking at like 2 and I'm like, oh fucking hell. That's what it feels like. And again, it's like they've captured all the good guys now. They're in like camps. Kill them then, probably.
Keep
them hanging around. Oh no, we have to keep them as bait to get the other good guys.
Yeah, that was it. Bait. And I was like,
God, I'm sure you've got like invincible, completely unlimitless powers. You could probably just kill everyone on the planet. Why? What's the point of all this, really? They could have done like a 4-part wrap up. Really should have wrapped it up last season, but just wrap it up here.
Last season was so slow and boring. I was like, I would have thrown whatever ideas you had in that one.
And also, what is it? Is it still parodying superhero movies? Because we kind of moved beyond that phase now, where they've become self-parodying. Like the ludicrousness of like the Marvel universe or the Justice League and all that, and the Trump era. Like, are we parodying that? Because I don't think that's really needed. We could just put on the news.
They've definitely. I think that was a point I heard made versus not even just this season, but really season 1 and 2 were very fun. Marvel, Disney, and just broader like capitalism critiques. And they've completely lost the thread on that. Now it's just Trump. Homelander is Trump, and we were doing a bunch of very on the nose analogies about that, and to a certain extent that's fine. But you've dropped any kind of broader insight into the failings of the modern world. I mean, if you're not into it already, Joe, it's not looking good because I liked the first 2 episodes and it has not gone well since then. I'm officially caught up. I watched this week's episode, which was the second to last. So this next one is the end. So most people, a lot of fans of this series are tugging their collar because they've got 1 hour-long episode left. And it's not looking good. There's a couple of problems. I won't get into spoilers or anything, but as you'd imagine, the last couple of episodes things amp up a little bit, right? Yeah. The previous episode, the third to last episode, ended in a big event that set the stage for your last 2 episods. I'll keep it vague there, as you'd imagine. The heroes don't kill Homelander 4 episodes before the end of the series. Spoilers. I'll spoil that for you. So without getting into specifics, they set the stage on the third last episode for your finale, right? And then this week's episode rolls around, and the boys are sneaking into a vault facility. They're sauntering in. They're not even wearing costumes. Like Starlight's wearing like a baseball cap, like pulled slightly down so she doesn't get seen. They are meandering around a vault facility. I can't even remember what they were looking for. They were looking for some fucking thing. They get instantly captured. So there's a perfunctory fight scene. It's like, are we still doing this? Are we still... bloody hell, we gotta go into the vault facility and find the MacGuffin. Are we still doing that? We're still doing that. And then meanwhile, after this big cataclysmic event at the end of the previous episode, Homelander's subplot, he is looking at a concept art for a fake Disneyland, a Homelander land. And we get jokes about, here's the Homelander roller coaster. And while they're infiltrating the vault facility, they see a funny film they're producing where Homelander is portrayed meeting Jesus. And I'm like looking at my watch. I'm like, is this season 2, episode 4? Like the protagonists are like pulling their baseball caps around and like sneaking around a vault facility. The comparison I thought of was, Ozymandias, the greatest episode of television ever. It was like if in the second to last episode of Breaking Bad, instead of Ozymandias, it was another episode where Walt and Jesse had to scout a location to cook. It's like I'm watching like fucking Butcher like pull his baseball cap down and walk past. I'm like, lads, what is going on? We should pass this. We should be past sneaking into a vault facility looking for a thing, and there's some B tier, because they're not sneaking around Homelander. It's like some other guy, some low tier guy. I'm like, what is going on? How are we still doing all this stuff? How are we going? This is a bit like freaking Disneyland. How are we still doing that? Like, this is where is Hank getting shot in the desert? What is happening in this fucking show? And it's not that nothing at all has happened, but in this final season, all the episodes are an hour long, and they don't make use of that runtime at all. Shit. It's waffle. It's time killing. It's filler rubbish. And then at the end of each episode thus far, they've done a thing to kind of breadcrumb you to the next one. Also, I don't know if Amazon are explicitly following the Netflix lead of telling people you have to dumb down your writing and explain things to the audience 100 times. I mean, Netflix are on the record about that stuff. It might just be a case of the writing is just very bad, because one of the running jokes on this season is like, there's like a MacGuffin, and there's like a guy who has the MacGuffin. I'm not sure if you've gotten to this stuff, Joe. You're very close to it if you haven't. And one of the jokes I've seen people make is, I've heard the term like V1 1,000 times. Right. 1,000 fucking times. Because every other scene, the characters have to go, in case you bloody forgot, Huey, we got to get the V1. Otherwise, Homelanders will be shagging our asses from here to Sunderland. Right? Or a sacre bleu, in case you forgot, we are trying to find the V1 here. That is the thing we are looking for. I'm like, this is insane.
Our asses to Strasbourg.
This is not. It's like they're constantly reiterating names and places to you. It's so embarrassing. A very weird comparison I thought of. It's just because I'm watching now. I'm still watching The Comeback, which is the Lisa Kudrow show. Completely unrelated, but it's from HBO in 2005, right? So a golden period, like real deal golden period of TV for grown-ups, right? And it's just funny watching this, like, not even super well-regarded sitcom from 2005. And it's just the level of, like, respect it just has for the audience is unbelievable compared to a modern streaming show. And one example I noticed was it's a mockumentary, and there's a scene in the episode I just watched where Kudrow's character is leaving at the back of the studio. She's had a big confrontation in the studio, and she's leaving into the parking lot. And at the very beginning of the scene, it's maybe 3 seconds, she's leaving, and then the director and the camera guy and the boom mic guy kind of very awkwardly kind of scooch past her, and she makes like a David Brent face to the camera while she has to stand there because it's an American reality show. So she has to be filmed coming out of the venue. They have to already be there. They can't, and I wouldn't even call it a joke. It's like a funny little detail at the beginning of the scene. And the directors say, "Excuse me, coming through," or they don't say, "Sorry, we have to be out first because we have to." It's just a little thing at the very beginning of the scene that if you are paying attention, which they assumed you would be when they wrote this show 20 years ago because you didn't have a phone and you weren't in the era of streaming. It's just a tiny little detail like that they put at the beginning of the scene. If you notice it, it's funny. You don't lose anything by missing it, but by being a grown-up and watching this show on like the Prestige Grown-Ups Network, you got this tiny little detail at the beginning of the scene. Hello, sir.
Another cat running
here. It's full of little details like that because it's just the level of detail and assumption that you are. If you're, by virtue of the fact you are watching this show, we're assuming you are a grown-up with an attention span and some semblance of coherent understanding of what's going on, It's very fun to be watching something like that from that era and a modern streaming thing. Was another example where like one of Kudrow's recurring takes is like the character is very Brentian, so there's a lot of kind of committing some kind of social faux pas and then looking at her mockumentary crew and like doing like a timeout gesture as if can we cut that because I look like a dick. There's an episode where she has a falling out with a cast member because the cast member is very religious and finds that the content of the show doesn't align with her beliefs. And then the punchline at the end of the show is that they're at a table read for the sitcom. The character stands up and says, "Before we go ahead, can we just join our hands in prayer?" And Kudrow does an excellent Brent face and just does the tiniest little thing, you miss it, like little snippy gesture at the camera with her index finger and her middle finger. It's complete blink and you'll miss it stuff, but it's just, again, that used to be what television for grown-ups was about. Now it's like bloody exploding fucking arseholes and fuck cunt bum sex. That's the thing as well. You want to talk about how dead this show is. Joey, you've seen the fella with the big willy in The Boys, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Fella with a big willy in The Boys, Paul, right? He uses it as a weapon, right? So he wields a big CGI willy. Here's how out of ideas they are. I think two episodes ago, spoilers for Joe, they run into someone they have to fight. He has a very long ball sack.
This isn't real.
Like,
this is made up.
Lads, you just did long genitals as a weapon. You can't seriously, like, it feels completely thoroughly out of tricks as well on the shock value.
Yeah.
Like when you first watched this show 6 years ago and it was all just exploding heads and mini superheroes jumping up arses and stuff like that. Like it's just, it now feels it's like a knock joke when someone gets their willy out. Like it's just so rote and uninteresting. But yeah, so I'm curious what you make of it, Joe. So you're going to try and get caught up for the finale this week? Or?
I probably won't have time for that. I'm just going to watch it. I mean, it'll be shit, so I'm not worried about spoilers.
Yeah, I don't think you're worrying about missing too much.
Not really. I think someone's going to blow up and then something will blow up and then a cock and all that. Yeah.
Man with a big willy will come out.
Yeah. I see.
Is that the eventual path this Darby Allin title reign is going to take, by the way? He's going to fight someone up their own arse. He's going to fight a lad with a really big willy.
MJF.
Oh. But that's the worst thing TV can be, right? Is you watch it out of habit.
You just got to finish it.
Yeah. You care. That's like the worst. That's the worst thing a TV show can be, where you just don't care about what is going to happen. Elmo is after trying to knock Barry's very expensive looking keyboard off his table there.
Oh no.
It's not actually expensive, but he is nonetheless being very bold.
Yeah, Kevin Knight style save there. Really liked Taskmaster this week, Joe. Maybe one of the best episodes done in task-wise in a few years, I felt like.
Yeah, what did we have?
We had pulling it up here. We had Co-Conkers.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Where they had to make their own conkers.
Make a coconuts into
design them whatever way they wanted to. And then Alex Horn played conkers with them. Very cool. Be Brave A 2-word task. I like that one.
Be brave. Yeah, that was fun. I like the interpretations there.
Appear in the most photos holding a different thing in your mouth.
Joanna Page, like, she picked up a worm in the first episode.
That is true.
And now she's holding worms and suddenly she's like terrified of
screaming.
Maybe she's just a great actress.
Appear in the most photos holding a different thing in your mouth. Each thing bigger than the last thing is very funny. And then the beanbag live task at the end. I thought all the tasks were knockouts here this week. I very much enjoyed it. That was episode 6. I tell you, I'm coming around on this cast as well. It took me a little while, but I do like them a lot. And then in terms of games, I'm still playing. I had a aha moment with Captain Toad where something was revealed to me that I didn't know about the game. So Captain Toad, Treasure Tracker on the Nintendo Switch. It's a game with 3 chapters to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on the last level of chapter 1 and I beat it. And the credits started rolling. I went, wait a minute, what? I said, you've beaten the game. And then chapter 2 opens. And Toad and Toadette are sitting there, and there's a Mario 64 style power star, and you walk up the level, you collect the power star.
Mm-hmm.
And then the big bird baddie, who you just defeated in chapter 1, arrives again. And this time he takes Captain Toad away, and you're playing chapter 2 as Toadette. Oh my God, it's The Last of Us 2 twist.
What?
The Last of Us 2 came out.
Help me! Mama!
Because Captain Toad, of course, came out in like 2014, I think. So again, halfway through the game, suddenly you're playing as a different character. You're not playing as the right character anymore. And I would tell you, chapter 2, I've played 1 level of chapter 2. I thought I was playing, and I was very much enjoying Treasure Tracker, very much enjoying Captain Toad. I thought I was playing the game. I thought I was loving it. Chapter 1 was the tutorial. That way.
Does Toadette have different mechanics? Or is it just that the levels get harder?
Just the levels get harder is basically what it is. It's so good. I'm loving it. Really, really fun little. And as you get deeper into it, they do kind of increase the platforming elements of it. So even though your character can't can't jump, or can't get hit by enemies, suddenly they're adding in, from Mario World, the platforms that you stand on them, they drop.
Yeah.
So suddenly they're in. So you're running and trying to dodge enemies, and you can pick up vegetables Mario Bros 2 style, try to hit enemies to make a path clear that you can then run through. And then you beat the level, and the little hidden achievement was beat the level without killing an enemy. And you're like, oh, dang!
Yeah.
It's really, really, really good. Very much enjoying it. I saw, though, some Xbox games got some really good reviews in the week. So once I beat Captain Toad, and I know also that Bond is obviously on the horizon.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
But I saw that Mixtape and Forza were getting some tasty reviews. So I might need to get a month of Game Pass coming up at some point and play both of those as well.
Yeah.
They're both on Game Pass.
Mixtape is short by all accounts.
Yes, it's 2 to 3 hours or something.
And Forza is always, Horizon is always class. My thing is, I put like a dozen hours in, and then I'm like,
I did the same with Horizon 5 was the first one I played.
Yeah.
And I liked it, but that was a while ago now.
They're all super well.
I feel like I could nearly play another one of those.
I'm curious what you make of Forza. When you're on Game Pass,
when I play it,
you can also get Vampire Crawlers, which I played.
Ooh, I do want to get to that as well.
This is the new. Are you fucking all right over there, cat? Can you be quiet? He's chasing his own tail. I've never in all my life seen a cat do that, but he does that. I don't know. He learned.
You've seen the dog do it.
He's seen the dog, obviously. Well, can you do it quietly, please?
You see, go, what the dog doing?
Vampire Crawlers is the new thing from the Vampire Survivors developers. It has the aesthetic and the music, but it is a completely different genre, obviously. It is a roguelike deck builder. Have you heard of this, folks? Have you heard of these? They make a lot of them on the personal computer. You build a deck of cards, you fight enemies, the cards upgrade, and in Vampire Survivors fashion, even though this is a completely different genre of game, the cat's really on one. You just a couple of minutes into the run, you'll find that you are really building out a loadout that is causing numbers to pop off your screen in very satisfying fashion. Opening most chests gives you an upgrade that you can, you'll find like a 2x multiplier, and you can apply it to any card you want. So I'm still fairly early, but I think it's despite its complete genre shift, it has that dopamine factory feel about it that Survivors was famed for. So yeah, that's on Game Pass. I think it's on basically everything system wise, and it's like a tenner, I think. So
yeah, I'm excited to get into it because I love Vampire Survivors, of course.
Take a gander at that one. Other than that, I'm still on the same stuff I've been chatting about. In Yote, I defeated the Oni. And I have mastered the Yari weapon and done the culmination of that, and that's pretty much where I last was. So I'm now going after the Kitsune. That's my next thing, and it's great. Continues to be great. And,
it is great.
Phantom Hourglass continues to be interesting but flawed. I know what you mean now about the temples all feeling the same. I did the wind one. It looks the same. I mean, they all, not only all the temples, basically all the locations all the caves all have that one song. Dun 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 dun. It's very repetitive, and also like I realize it's a handheld game from an era where that meant games were shorter and more digestible. But I got into the Wind Temple and beat the boss in about 15 minutes. It was like no sweat. It was pretty
no big deal.
Yeah, I'm still enjoying it, but I understand why these DS games are not super highly regarded. But I'll finish it. It's all right. It's okay. But that's the games for the week. Joe, you had a gig you mentioned earlier. You teased us. You teased us top of the broadcast.
John Kearns from Taskmaster. I shouldn't say from Taskmaster. He's a comedian. He was on, he was on Taskmaster. We know him from there.
He was very, very good on Taskmaster.
Yeah. Well, like he's from South London, so this was kind of a hometown gig. It was at Walton's Musical, which is like a Victorian musical in Tower Bridge, which is kind of, it's almost derelict, but then they kind of brought it back, but without fully restoring it. So you go in and it kind of looks very run down, but it's actually like a really good venue. Very smart. It's like 100 people, not a big venue. But yeah, John Kearns, if you see him on Taskmaster, I mean, I'm sure you agree, Paul, he was basically like a almost Carl Pilkington-esque figure. He was a bit sort of buffoonish, sort of
really more nerdy version.
Yeah, sort of a straight man kind of being, mocked by everyone. And if you hear him on podcasts or on he does quite a few panel shows, he often plays that kind of character. He seems like a real straight man who kind of just, it's only 30 seconds away from his trousers falling down. And God, that kind of character.
He's got elements of merchant as well. He's maybe half merchant, half.
It's kind of what you see from him, but then on stage, completely different. Really? He's very kind of commanding, very funny, very clever. Not what you'd expect at all from his kind of general public persona. But really, really funny. I mean, it was kind of observational stuff about his life, but I think just done in a really kind of interesting way. The kind of way he framed it, the way he tells the jokes, the way he kind of paints pictures as well. I think one of the best comedy gigs I've been to in years. Like I really enjoyed it. I really, I like quite kind of absurdist or surreal comedians, like maybe like a Sam Campbell, people like that who are doing. I don't just like observational comedy. We saw like Josh Widdicombe, for example. It was all right, but it's not very funny. It's just him talking about going to Sainsbury's or whatever. Like I'm not, getting his Ring camera. It's not that interesting to me. I like comedy that's a bit more kind of pushes the boundary, a bit more subversive. But I would say, John Kearns, fantastic. Really, really enjoyed it. Going to watch his stuff on Sky because he's got a couple of specials on Sky as well on Now TV. Just going to check those out. But yeah, certainly worth going to on a Tuesday evening. Pop it out to see a bit of comedy. You're like, oh god, do I really want to go? But then I went, and it was fantastic, I have to say. So if he does come to Ireland, I think he's like his parents are Irish, so maybe he will come to Ireland. If he does, maybe check him out. He was very good. He only does, again, it's like small gigs. We won't be doing the 3 Arena or anything.
It won't be doing Croke Park.
No, not just yet.
Sorry, Paul. Can't do WrestleMania here. John Kearns.
John's got Sky Books.
Oh, dear me.
Big thumbs up for Johnny Kearns.
Lovely. I have one last thing before we finish up here.
Alrighty.
And I told this to somebody in the week, and they looked at me like, you're telling me the most obvious thing in the world. Why are you so excited about this? But it's about my local library. So I'm going to put, Michelle's going to be happy. I'm putting the library over again.
Hell yeah, brother.
There were some books I wanted to get out from the library. I went out to the library. They didn't have them. What you can do now, you don't even have to go to the fucking library. What you do now is you go on the website and you just type in, think of a book, whatever book you want. Type it in, I want this book. They have it in a library in Laois or in Shrug. And you just submit, and a week later you get an email. That book you wanted is in the library now. Go down and pick it up.
Well, I'm impressed by that, even if other people aren't.
You go and get it. Yeah, I told that to someone, and they're like, "That is what libraries do."
That is what a library is. Yeah.
I think I was more thinking that libraries were just like, they have the books they have there.
Yes.
You know, if you want one, you can go and ask the person, and they'll write it down on a Post-it note and call but now it's just, you go on the website. You don't even need to speak to anybody. You go on the website, put in your little bank number, your card number for the library, and you say, I want, in this case, Richard Osman, Last Devil to Die, or Dan Brown's Origin, or Anthony Horowitz, whatever, James Bond #2. And I know these books that I'm reading aren't like the equivalent of Danhausen on WWE, but in book form. And they email you the books already. You can go and get them. It was great. So I'm reading that Richard Osman one now. Didn't like the third one so much, but since I'm not paying for them, I said, I'll give the fourth one a go. Reading 10 chapters a night. Really enjoying it. Good fun. Some of those chapters are like 2 pages long. Oh. This is not that impressive. But yeah, again, trying to get back into reading. As I'm doing the exercise, I need to work out the mind as well. I can't just be looking on YouTube all day and ingesting entertainment slop. So I said I better start to read and do stuff like that. So nice, like I said, that you can go, do we have an artwork, I think? So you can go to the library and they'll sort you out with whatever you want. Let's have a look at this. Oh my God. Club is a great
excellent sponsors. I love the sponsor.
How do you? I love it.
Oh, fantastic. TNA Resurgence. Excellent stuff.
Okay, that's my library guff.
That's it. So, folks, so in conclusion, you can go to the library and get some books for yourself.
Brilliant.
Next week, I'm going to go to this thing called a shop, and I'm going to report back and tell you what happens there. All right? So looking forward to this.
They had groceries. Can you believe
this? You're listening to Preschool Radio, and now the sun is away. I'm not really sure what's going on right now. The sun has disappeared. I hope it's back tomorrow.
Okay, I get enough disrespect in the week, right?
Alrighty. That's going to do it for this week's show. ChairShotPodcast.com is where you can go to check out the Fantasy League in real time, the 2026 Fantasy League, that is to say. Paul did record the little quiz he did there, so that'll be up on the YouTube, the video version. You can check out those lists as we were assembling them in real time. ChairShotPodcast.com is also where you can go to email us if you have any feedback, a question, a movie you watched, a game you played, things like that. We'd love to hear from you fine folks. And so with all that said, we'll be back next week with our Double or Nout preview for that show that is filling out quite nicely. So we'll talk about that. Until then, it's going to be goodbye from me, Barry. It's goodbye from Paul.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Joe.
Goodbye, everybody.